Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Speed Sport Live from the 54th running of the Polaris Crandon World Championships presented by Toyota. We've had an exciting day of racing here. In fact, we've had 3 exciting days of racing here at Crandon. We're at the big house. It doesn't get any better than this. Of course, all of the short course off-road racing action that's been taken on all weekend long will continue, but we're going to continue with what we call Project X Night, Rage on the Rocks. The Ultra 4 gang are going to put on a show here as well. I'm Ken Stout, Erica Ulrich sitting right alongside. And speaking of competition and action, Miss Erica Ulrich had some fun last night. You were out there in that Class 11 race. Talk to us about it. What was it like?
To be able to race and just be in a car under the Friday night lights here at Crandon was indescribable. You kind of asked me, was it what I was expecting? And I honestly had no expectations going into it, but if I did, it would have lived up to all of them. To be there on the start, blasting through that first corner, he went all the way from the 3rd row to 5th. It was incredible, Ken.
So what was the sensation? Did it feel fast? Did it feel like you were flying high?
It really did. Another co-driver and I joked that it felt like we were going so high and so fast off of all of the jumps, but it kind of feels that way because it doesn't really feel like it was made for that. I was able to co-drive with Josh Felix, and he was definitely getting sendy out there. We kind of tagged the wall, went up on a bicycle, but he was able to go from the back of the pack to 7th. So that was an incredible drive by him. I was just so thankful I was able to witness it with the front row seat.
We were trying to keep an eye on you guys. I know you started a little bit deeper in the pack, and I don't remember how many cars. I want to say it was a better part of 25 cars. Everybody through turn 1. Could you see turn 1, or was your face mask covered in mud?
Between the deer in the headlights look in my eyes and between all of the dust, I was able to see it, but like I said, Josh got out to a really good jump. I'm not sure how he maneuvered from us going in on the 3rd row, going all the way up to 5th by this first left corner.
Yeah, that's a great start, no question. And then walk us through what happened there. How did he get into the wall?
So we were sitting in 5th, kind of top 10 there for a while, and I think a couple laps in, we kind of he got a little loose here in this corner back here. Like I said, went up on the bicycle, saved it, went back up on the bicycle, and then we tagged the wall. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to reverse right away because we had a whole slew of cars coming behind us. But like I said, he was able to manage and rebound quite nicely after that.
Well, we're glad you're okay. We're glad you survived through the entire process, and it's exhilarating. And to say you did it here at Crandon doesn't get any better.
As a first-timer at Crandon, if you would have told me I would have been out on track my first time at Crandon, I would have not believed you. But very, very thankful for that experience. Josh Felix and Amanda at VDE Racing, I can't thank them enough.
And, of course, you'll be able to watch some more Class 11 racing. It's basically stock VW bugs, but don't take that the wrong way. It's one of the most exciting races that goes on here all weekend long. And, of course, we will have more of that come tomorrow because we have a full day for you right here live on Speed Sport. Well, speaking of live on Speed Sport, the Ultra 4 gang is putting on a show, and of course we have our youth out there already competing, so we're going to get it up to the booth where the 2 of the best will call all of the action, Mr. Miles Hesselquist and Jim Marsden. Take it away, boys.
Thank you, Ken. It's going to be a great showing out here. It's going to be one heck of a night. Thank you for everybody for tuning in to the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. I am Miles Hasquist alongside Mr. Jim Marsden, and we are about to get this party started.
We are indeed, Miles. What a fantastic day of racing it has already been here at Crandon. I don't know about you, but I've been sitting out there in the grandstands watching this, and it's been absolutely incredible. But now for us, the party really gets started. It's all about those Ultra 4 cars, and we've got some fantastic racing coming up.
And tonight's racing is for the Ultra 4 USA Eastern Championship, so we'll be doing that. And on screen right now is Ultra 4 Youth Racing. We have the limited and the modifieds out there on course. They're racing for a half hour. We're about midway through the course. We have Carson Hill, Kennedy Singleton, Brian Fulcher, Tanner Thompson, Alexander Walraven, Maggie Flores,
Cody Kranz, Caden Gamble, Mason Dowker, Hunter Biddle, Nora Pendergrast, and Blaine Singleton.
And Raleigh Hurricane May is out there in the mix, and I think that's her single-seater heading into the rugged rhythm section as we see. Well, we had a little green screen for just a moment, but we are going to have some great racing coming up tonight.
So let's talk about what we're going to be witnessing here tonight. Obviously, we've got the 170 youth racing right now, but what's happening after that, Miles?
We will have 2 separate UTV races going on. We're going to kick off the first one here in just a little bit after the youth with the Open and the stock class, and then we'll be racing the Pro Modifieds and then the Everyman Challenge. So the Open and stock will be racing at the same time, scored separately. Then we'll go to the Pro Modified. Then we'll go to the EMC class. That's the Everyman Challenge. We'll have the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and the 4600 Spider Track stock class. Again, 3 races at the same time, but scored separately, Jim.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about this 4900 class. As you were saying before, we've got 3 classes inside that 4900 with the Pro Mods, then the stock and the open class. But the first that are going to be on track tonight is going to be those stocks and the open class vehicles. Last night we saw them racing in the Crandon Cup here at the Big House, and it was absolutely fantastic. Paul Wolfe taking top honours and winning himself a ring. But let's talk about that guy who came 3rd overall, but first in stock. That was young Nathan Parker, 14 years of age, come from 29th on the grid to make his way up to 3rd overall and 1st in class.
It's going to be a lot of racing action this evening in the Project X Rage on the Rocks. And then the grand finale will be the 4400 Unlimited class. We'll end up the night with that, so it's going to be so much fun to watch it all come together for the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championship of Off-Road Racing. Here for the Optima Batteries Crandon Classic. So while we wait for some stuff going on, we're going to send it back down to the Speed Sport Live, presented by Toyota. We have Ken Stout and Erica Allreed down there. What do you got for us?
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, we're looking forward to tonight for sure. They'll take care of those technical issues, and we'll get things going here once again. It's a big process when you come out here. Difficult to even explain the size of this property, but it is 400 acres. There's hundreds and hundreds of competitors that are out here, and of course, everybody wants to get on track at some point. There's also all the equipment from the camera people that are here as well, safety equipment. So it's hard to explain all the stuff that's going on, as you well know, Erica. So we'll get things sorted out there. Some of the best out there taking care of all of that equipment as well. So you've been around the Ultra 4 here a little bit. If you had to pick a class, what would be the favorite? I mean, obviously the big dogs, people love them, but talk to me a little bit more about some of the others.
Yeah, I would say one of the most interesting classes to me is the 4800 Legends class. You know, that class has some really good competition in it, and I think it is very underrated. You know, everybody talks about that 4400 Unlimited class, the big dogs, the big races, the big names, but that's the one that I feel like it really shows out, and it definitely showed out yesterday.
You've had a chance to get around some of those vehicles. They're really some of the most technically complex vehicles on the planet. It's amazing what they can do.
Absolutely. The terrain that they're going through this weekend, I mean, it's a testament to how much they build or how much that they can endure out there. You know, a lot of them yesterday maybe underestimated this short course too, because we saw a lot of flats, we saw a lot of issues from drivers. So I know some will be, some probably went back to the drawing board last night in order to sort that out for the rest of the weekend. I
remember last year was the first time I'd really seen that, watched those vehicles go here on a short course, and I was kind of curious to see how they were going to do. And they were carrying some big-time speed, and there's a fair amount of body roll there in comparison to, say, like a short course truck. So there's a lot of roll. There's a lot of CG movement that's going on there. It was super cool to watch them navigate those vehicles around this course, but when they got to the rock garden, oh my God.
You better watch out. I know I was talking with Lauren Healy, and I was actually surprised to hear that Crandon is his favorite place to race. Out of all of the places he's raced, I mean, he's gone everywhere. Crandon is his favorite place to race, and that's definitely shown in his results, because last year marked his 5th consecutive win here at the Big House, and I know he's looking to repeat that tonight. But he did have some issues in qualifying. He tagged Brett Harrell, and that put him in a 6th qualifying position, but he said he learned patience from that mistake, and he's going to exercise that tonight because he doesn't want another mistake here at the Big House.
Yeah, we saw some racing action go down, and actually in the rock garden, there's a couple of them here, but I saw one of the drivers just was not quite patient enough, ran up behind a couple of lappers, and they kind of had a roadblock there. He had competition on his back bumper. He could feel the pressure and just made a move. They went tire to tire. They are open tire, open wheel vehicles. So as you know, when you get tire to tire, somebody's going for a ride, and unfortunately our leader did.
Yeah, it's definitely gets dicey, to say the least, out there with all the classes, especially like you said in that 4400 Unlimited class. They're all going for it, but going back to Lauren Healy, a lot of them said that the key to their success this season has been exercising patience. Like, you can't go into that race, you know, going all out first and foremost. It's definitely something that they're having to learn, because, you know, when you're sitting back there, they're probably not patient.
Yeah, it's controlled chaos, and the second you're being patient for those drivers, they're in like a time warp. You know, everything's going fast, and you're just convinced that somebody's going to pass you while you're busy trying to stay out of trouble. But it's amazing. They sail through that rock garden. Some of them, they do it different ways. They have different strategies, but some of the vehicles are able to sail through there. It looks like they're just on the mat, man. They just rifle through there at speed. It's incredible.
Yeah, kind of going back to a lot of drivers underestimating this short course too, because Ultra 4, we've seen all of the different terrain this season, but I was talking with Shannon Campbell earlier, and I was surprised to hear that he, nor Bailey, nor Brian, nor Wayland have won here at Crandon, and that's just a testament to the course as well, because we usually see them up toward the front. So his first year here, he didn't even finish the race. His second year here, he blew a shock, and he's looking for redemption here this third time around, but it's just a testament to how tough it is out there.
Yeah, and this place is so important to win at. This is one of those magical places where you want that hardware on the mantle. You want to say you won here at least once. It kind of completes the resume, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And the big house is delivered in big ways for Lauren Healy. And like I said earlier, he is looking to repeat that tonight. But we do have some heavy hitters in that class. Yeah, Paul Wolf is on a tear, because in our last round in Pennsylvania, it did not necessarily go to plan. He races both in the 4900 class and in the 4900 or the 4400 unlimited class, and he had mechanicals in both of them. But that's not to say that he didn't have a good finishing position, because thankfully he was able to limp himself across the finish line and still, I believe, finish in the top 5. But I know that he's looking for some redemption here, and I think a lot of drivers can say they are too.
Yeah, it's a brutal sport for sure. You never give up in this form of racing. Hey, we're going to take a quick break here. Stay with us. We've got a lot of action coming your way here from Crandon International Raceway. Of course, Saturday night, Project X, Rage on the Rocks.
My first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime.
Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars, at the line! Modifieds or midgets, down to the low side, we take the lead! Dirt lane models or demolition derby. Oh! Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love. Are you kidding me? Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon, we are here at the Project X Ridge, where the party happens during the Ultracross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road product.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's going to be a cool party.
race.
I like this team.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon, we are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
And welcome back to Speed Sport Live. This is the 54th running of the Polaris World Championships here in Crandon International, presented by Toyota. Ken Stout and Erica Allreed here sitting at the desk. Unfortunately, we have some technical issues. I'll tell you exactly what's going on, but we've got the best working on it. Unfortunately, with all the vehicles out here and the dirt that's here and the rocks, unfortunately, they tore some fiber that goes to some of the cameras back there. So everybody's frantically running in the back to get things sorted here, but stick with us. We'll keep digging on it hard on our end and get you some cool pictures here before it's all over with. Erica, just the way it goes. Welcome to live TV, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. What a warm welcome, hey?
Welcome to the desk. It always looks, everybody wants to be at the desk until it all goes wrong. Yeah, it's the way it goes. It's just part of the fun, right? We talked about you being in that Class 11 car. What are your thoughts about getting in one of the Ultra 4 cars now that you've been in, well, a real race car?
Well, we may have to hold off on that
baby
one
steps?
for a little. Yeah, baby steps, baby steps. Josh and I were joking last night because I got out of the car and I'm stretching my hands out. I was holding on for dear life, and we were just in the Class 11 race. So, yeah, I don't know. Ultra 4, that's a whole nother beast, too.
Yeah, a lot of speed and all the action that goes on there. However, don't count that Class 11 race off as being something easy. That's a white knuckle race. There's no doubt about it. Hey, we've had Dave Arnold down there, and Dave Arnold knows his way around these trucks, but thought he would take the time with Paul Wolf, one of the absolute best, to give us a tech tip on the 4900 class.
Well, in Ultra 4, there's several different classes. Of course, everybody knows the big Ultra 4s, the 4400 classes, but we've got very cool UTVs that run the 4900s and the Pro Mod class. For example, we got the 1018, the Pro Mod of Paul Wolf. Paul, why don't you tell us a little bit the difference on what a Pro Mod is?
So first off, with a Pro Mod versus Pro Stock, you're allowed to boat side the car, which you can see the sides of the car down here are shaved. And then also I have hydraulic steering on this car, so it gives me a little easier steering. I can hit stuff a little bit harder than normal, and it just takes a little less feedback out of the steering wheel, so it don't beat me up so bad. And then that's the main differences in Pro Stock and Pro Mod. And then you can do different fuel cells and stuff in both cars. So the biggest things of both sides, we can change more of the chassis in Pro Modified versus Pro Stock. And then you have Pro Open class, which you're completely unlimited. You can change the chassis in any form, any shape you want. I particularly like the Can-Am chassis. It does great, so that's what I stick with.
Well, there's a little 411. What makes a Pro Mod here for the Ultra 4s?
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, there's a lot of classes out here, of course, with Ultra 4, so there's something for everybody. By the way, this is Saturday night, Project X Rage on the Rocks. We're working with some technical difficulties. We'll get our things handled here and get you some great video before everything's all said and done, and some great racing. Speaking of great racing, this is day 3 here at Crandon, the 54th running. Of course, this is the big house, the dirt field of dreams, if you will. Everybody that comes here wants to say that they won at Crandon. They want to say they raced at Crandon first, and then they say they want to win, of course, here at Crandon and put one of those things up on the mantle, as we talked about, one of those big trophies. But we just had some races here today. Of course, Champ was out here throwing down with all of their classes, a points round here as well. Things will end up at Mid-America Outdoors, a track that we're very familiar with, so we'll see them all come in there. I know you've been doing your homework. We've had a lot of seat time with the side-by-sides here throughout the course of the year so far, but the big trucks are going to come in. The Pro Lights are going to be there. The Pro 2s are going to be there. The Pro 4s are going to be there. Fire-breathing monsters, 950 horsepower, digging all 4 tires. You had a chance to see it up close and personal today. Give me some thoughts.
Honestly, it's going to be hard to dictate a winner for that Cup race tomorrow after the racing we witnessed here today. Oh my gosh, CJ Greaves is on a roll and on a tear, and we witnessed that during that race. Not only did drivers catch up to him, but then he drove back away. And that's just a testament to the work that he's done and the practice that he's put out on this course. And like I said, I think it's going to be hard to dictate a winner because I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of Corey Winter as well. He was really dominant in that race, and I know last year during the Cup race too, he led some laps and looked really good. So I know he's not going to want to give this one up as easy this year as he probably did last year. But, you know, a lot of people are gunning for that top spot, and one of those is R.J. Anderson. And although I think he might have had some mechanical issues out there, but he was able to get up back to speed pretty quick.
Yeah, of course, R.J. has won this thing here before. He knows how to get it done, coming from legendary family with his father being a Hall of Famer, Randy, and working with Walker Evans for so many years as well. So RJ, his brother Ronnie, extremely talented as well. Yeah, they'll be getting after it. It'll be a tall task, and they're going to have to track down those Pro 2s. They'll have a head start, and then, of course, the battle will be on.
Absolutely. And something that I think is interesting as well is we have Jarrett Brooks back this weekend. You know, he went into retirement last year after 2022, winning another championship because he said, you know, he's done all that he needed to do. He's won his championships. He's accomplished what he's needed to accomplish in the sport. But we're lucky enough to have him back here at Crandon. And he was running good there as well in that race. But I'm not quite sure what happened. But I know he'll be back for a vengeance tomorrow because he's coming out and he's showing out here at Crandon this weekend for a special treat for all of us.
Yeah, I watched the Greaves. You talked about it. We were watching CJ there in that Pro 4 race. And Jimmy Henderson has really been a shining light in that Pro 4 category this year. Certainly found some speed, was actually able to pass CJ Greaves. That doesn't happen very often. And I always say it wakes up the sleeping giant. If you go back a few years, Kyle LeDuc did the same thing. He came in here, and he had a little more speed than the Greaves boys had at that time. Woke up that sleeping giant. They needed that competition, and those guys go to work. I know right after Bark River, they made their way over here. They were doing some testing. So that's what the Greaves family does. They scrap. They're fighters, and if they feel like they've missed something or there's a little something left, they're going to keep digging. They're going to find something. And I would say clearly CJ, you know, had some speed out here today on the rest of the field. He certainly proved that. The other thing I'll throw out there is that Jimmy Henderson had no seat time at all. So he got out there in qualifying, unfortunately, and slid up and just grazed the wall. Unfortunately, Adrian Cheney was right behind him and got into the side of him, so it crashed both trucks. Those guys had to do a little bit of work. Maybe it was in practice and they missed qualifying, but they had to do a bit of work and then finally came out here today. So they got their feet wet today. We'll see how things work out. Of course, tomorrow they'll be on Speed Sport with us live all day long as well. You'll be able to watch that right here. We have a full day of racing that's going to take place here on Speed Sports. So we're looking forward to all of that action as well, and we're still looking forward to some action here tonight. Stay with us. We'll be right back to the 54th running of the Polaris Crandon World Championships in just a moment.
Race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, retake the lead!
dirt lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
What is going on, Crandon? We are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultracross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we run on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime! Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, retake the lead!
dirt lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
What is going on, Crandon? We are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultracross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we run on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
Welcome back to Speed Sport Live, 54th running of the Polaris Crandon World Championships presented by Toyota. Ken Stout with you. Eric Allreed sitting right alongside. And once again, back here at the Big House, all the action going down here on Labor Day weekend. It's the biggest short course race in the country, the most prestigious race in the country to take place here tomorrow. We hope you will join us here on Speed Sport as well. We're going to bring you all the action. We start racing here at 10 o'clock in the morning Central Time, so make sure you look us up here and stay with us all day long. One race will be more exciting than the next. Of course, we have Ultra 4 action coming to you here tonight. The boys are working on stuff here today and trying to get things back up and running. And it is Saturday night Project X Rage on the Rocks. Well, Pam Hall has been busy, as she always is, and she has one of the absolute best in Shannon Campbell. Pam?
All right, down here in the pits, we just finished qualifying for 4400s. Here was Shannon Campbell. This isn't what we want to be seeing right now, but he did qualify in third position. So, Shannon, what happened to your car? What are you working on right now?
Well, I'm not sure when, but it started acting funny, and it broke the axle on the front, and I could tell the last time I went around it something wasn't right, and I pulled off. But yeah, I didn't realize everybody must have been having problems, because if I qualified third.
Well, I mean, the course out there, a lot of people were talking about, like, the rock section that you guys, the new one. Is that one where you think some of the issues are coming from?
You know, I think I'm not sure. I think it was landing off that big jump or something. Maybe I landed wrong on the power or something, and I was trying to shoot it down there to get by a couple of them guys or whatever, and then I spun out in the corner. I'm like, well, that was weird. I don't ever spin out in four-wheel drive, but so that must have happened right there, and I think they found it right at the end of that rock pile, but I must have got one good lap in or something. So.
Well, we'll let you get back to work, because you guys are going back out on the course again later on. But congratulations on the third place qualifying right now, and we'll see you out there later on.
Right on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And, of course, one of those rare events where they get to race under the lights here at nighttime, and that always makes things more exciting. So we look forward to seeing that a little bit later on. So they're getting ready to bring us some pictures of what we hear, which is wonderful. I'm sure the fans at home will be happy to hear that as well. We have plenty to cover here from Crandon, the Big House, and we'll find out if we can get it back up here to the boys. Sounds like we are going to go racing here. So good news, and congrats to the gang there for getting everything fixed up. Once again, let's get it back up to Miles and Jim.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic to hear from you, Ken and Erica. But look at this, Miles. We're about to go racing right now. It is all about the 4900 stock and open classes, and we can see them lined up, and we're going to be getting this party started very soon here at the Big House.
I just heard through the Rugged Race Radio less than 1 minute away, and we'll be green racing for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. We are going to be racing the 4900 stock and open class, so two classes racing at the same time, but scored separately, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get going, let's have a look at who we've got running and riding. In pole position is Mr. Paul Wolf. In second
is Tyler Gibbs.
In third is Nathan Parker.
In fourth, Jason Sushi.
In fifth, Aaron Lynch.
In sixth, Josh Smith.
In seventh, Jack Latourne.
Eighth is Mark McCleary.
In ninth is Chris May.
10th is Jeremy Blackburn.
In 11th is Brandon Minnick.
12th is Rodney Van Eperen.
In 13th, it's Owen Van Peren.
And
We're about to go live. Here we go. Any moment now, it's going to be go time here at Crandon.
Who is going to get the whole shot on this shorted land rush start heading into Potawatomi, turn number 1. We are about to go racing for the Optima Batteries Crandon Classic here at the Big House. We are staring face to face with Josh Smith right there. We've got quite a few racers out there that are going to be taking the green flag momentarily. There's Jason Sushi with CRP.
Yeah, so many fantastic vehicles out there. Let's not forget there is two classes racing out there today. But it was all about Paul Wolf yesterday. He qualified first and he raced from the front and finished in front. Now, he did have some problems in the following race. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Paul as he's just about to take that green flag. But I want to talk very quickly about Nathan Parker.
14 years old and is first in the stock class. What does stock mean? You have to have an OEM chassis, must use stock suspension points, maximum of 33-inch tire, and then we also have the open class out there running as well.
Absolutely. The open class can have up to a 2000cc engine, including the Pro Rs. If you can dream it, you can build it, you can race it. This is a cutting-edge UTV technology.
It's going to be a lot of fun to watch, and they will be racing on the entire short course and the Project X Rage on the Rocks. They got a little dip in the back, run through some sand, then hit the rugged rhythm section, then hit a huge bump bank turn, and then up over a couple little ski jumps and some rocks in the back. But don't forget, we have both of those rock sections up front, the Brannock Boulders and the Spider Track backstretch.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many. This track is very difficult in the daylight. Once that nighttime comes, it adds another dynamic, Miles, and I cannot wait to see this race get started.
And most of these cars have a lot of those Project X lights on there. A few don't, and I think they're going to be missing that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly once they get out the back into those new Rock Rage sections that we saw so much earlier. So while we're just waiting for a couple of the youth cars to be removed from the track, we'll be getting this race started very soon indeed. And let's just have a quick chat about that youth race. The youth race is something that is new to Ultra 4 USA, and it's been growing by size every single race. At Visions this year, we had nearly 50 entries, and here we've got just under 20 entries, so it's fantastic to be able to introduce the Ultra 4 youth to the Crandon Big House.
They have the limited and unlimited. Unfortunately, we're unable to show that because there's so many people back there on the Project X Ridge that somebody ripped out some of the fiber to one of the cameras, so they were scrambling to get that going. But I believe we'll be able to see the 4900 stock and open class run back there here very soon. Just a few more technical difficulties to work through, and we will be live racing here at the Big House for Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks.
Now we just saw one of the cars switch his lights off now. Why do you think he's switching his lights off or playing? Is this tactics, do you think, Miles, or is this a case of he's just lost his trip?
Or is he just a little nervous tick over there making sure all the buttons and switches are working? You know, playing with it a little bit. You know, once the visor come down, you think you're about to go, and then there's a little bit of a hesitant, right? So now your butterflies are flowing a little bit. Are you getting too calm? Are you getting too excited? It's a game plan right now.
I have to say there's plenty of butterflies up here right now as we're waiting for these cars to get started at the 54th Polaris Crandon World Cup Championships here at the Big House.
And the 4400 main event tomorrow afternoon during the 8th Crandon Red Bull World Cup as well. So lots of racing action yet to come from Ultra 4 USA. It sounds like I hear some people starting to rev up a little bit. We should be live racing here momentarily.
Yeah, it sounds like their engines are buzzing up now.
So Paul Wolf, the number 1018 on that pole position, another Mid-America Outdoor Ambassador out of Alton, Illinois, with Wolf Racing on that far inside lane. We'll see if he can get that whole shot over Tyler Gibbs and Nathan Parker. It's going to be a drag race to Potawatomi, turn number 1 here in Forest County.
It is indeed, but sitting at the back of the grid, somebody that is worth mentioning is Travis Solinger in his open class UTV. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what Travis can do from the back there. He's very fast, very talented. He's won with us before, Ultra 4. Has he got what it takes to come from the back, Miles?
It's only one way to find out. That's what's so interesting about these Land Rush starts, is it's anybody's game, but you definitely need that front row. Coming from the back, it's going to be hard to get in there. But once it gets spread out, these rocks are really going to show the attrition. Let's talk about attrition. We've been watching short course all day. The Champ Series ran one heck of a race. It was a lot of fun to watch, and there's carnage from hitting each other. Well, this is open wheel racing, and I think these Brannock Boulders and the Spider Track backstretch are really going to eat up some tires.
Yeah, we saw tyres being a real problem. Yesterday, our pole sitter Paul Wolf in the second race in the Pro Mods, he shot 2 tyres in one set of rocks. So it just goes to show how easy these things can happen. Equally, we also saw Cash LaCroix, who'll be lining up in our next race. He actually had 2 flat tyres and managed to complete the race on 2 flats.
And speaking about Cash LaCroix, I talked to his dad, John LaCroix, and Trip Pullen just a little bit ago. They've been working on that car all day long. They found some more issues on the car, and Paul Horschel Horschel's team and Rufus Racing came over there and gave him a hand. So they just wanted to give a huge shout out to the Horschel team and Rufus Racing for getting them to the start line tonight. So that's what Ultra 4 USA is all about, is having everybody help everybody in the pits.
Yeah, absolutely. We always say that Ultra 4, we're a big family. We want to race you on the track. We want to love you in the pits. And we saw that earlier this week with Jeremy Doc Jones. He lost a motor during qualifying. His great friend Ted Dowker helped him, shipped a motor from 8 hours away to get him up and running again.
And I was talking to Tad about that today. I was like, so did you sell it to him or do you just borrow it? He's like, oh, he's just borrowing it for a day. It's for sale. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I was like, well, what happens if it blows it up tonight? He's like, we'll work it out later. And then again, that just goes to show the Ultra 4 USA family is a tight-knit group, and they are here to help them absolutely every way they can. There's our pole setter, Mr. Paul Wolf, and he is going to be on the hunt trying to put this all together. But remember, this is the open class he's racing in. He's racing for points in the Pro Modified class in that exact same car, and we saw that yesterday. He won his race in the open, which doesn't really matter because he's in the points race for the Pro Modified class. So I'm going to suspect he's going to take a little bit easier tonight in this first race and turn it up on that second race so he doesn't use up the car.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does, that's for sure, because he's not going to have time to be able to come back in. Not going to have time to put new boots on it, which would be the favoured thing to do for sure.
What kind of boots are you talking about,
I'm talking
Jim?
about those big round boots on each corner of that vehicle, Miles. Okay, it looks like there's lights coming back on Paul's car. Now it looks like, here we go. This is the starter making his way down through the cars, making sure that everybody is ready to rock and roll. He'll be looking from thumbs up from the drivers. We see the lights coming on, and the starter will be making his way to the wall and picking up his flags.
Thank you to each and every one of you for here on site and back at home for tuning in to Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. We just missed the youth to do some technical difficulties, but we are about to kick off the stock and the open. You see the yellow flag up. He's going to drop that and raise the green flag, and it is on. Who's going to get the whole shot going into the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1?
And here they come, the first of our 4900s in the Ultra 4 classes, making their way down over the jump, going into the barn turn.
And it is Mr. Paul Wolf that gets that whole shot with Nathan Parker hot on his heels. They're going to take a hard left. You're not used to this. This is the Spider Track backstretch. They're going to jump down, hit a little ski jump they got to check up for, and then they're going to send it over the Spider Track rock section. And sending it, there is Paul Wolf. That is a dangerous move. That can really eat a tire if you hit it just wrong.
You were just saying, will Paul Wolf be holding back? I saw no sign of holding back there, Miles. An absolute full throttle assault there from Paul Wolf on the Spider Tracks rocks.
Here we go over the Yukon launch into Calamity Corner. This is a 7.5 lap race, so this is technically where their race starts right now as they head into Brannick Boulders. We'll see if Paul Wolf checks up a little bit, and it is Tyler Gibbs trying to go for a pass around Nathan Parker. And you saw Paul Wolf get the little slideways coming out of the back. Did he hurt a rear tire? I am not sure.
No, I don't think I heard a rear tire, but you did see how big these rocks are now. They're really chewed up after the EMC racing that we saw yesterday. And here we go. They're heading out into the woods now for the very first time, and they're going to pick their way out through the back.
You guys and gals are in a special treat right now as they head into the Ultracross track in the back for the Project X Rage on the Rocks. They're going to go up a couple little doubles, down a little sand pit, weave through around a pond, and then they're going to hit the rugged rhythm section around a big bank turn, and you guys and gals are in for a treat. I hope everybody out back is ready for some fun.
Absolutely, and you see them attacking these rocks with everything they've got, and already we're starting to see some attrition. Oh, look at this. The first of our cars are making their way around to the rocks now, and you can see this fantastic images there from our camera guys.
And on the right, heading away from us, is the rugged rhythm section. Then they're going around that big screen TV in a bank turn, and coming towards us is two rock sections. It's going to be a lot of fun, and look how many people are out there for the Project X Rage on the Rocks for our first 4900 stock and open race. Remember, it is two classes racing at the same time.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see that. As I said, we did have a technical earlier today, which is why the camera angle's not quite so good, but we are working on that right now. But it's all about this man, our current race leader. That is Mr. Paul Wolf.
And as they're coming out of this, that is coming out of the woods, and they're jumping right where this camera is, must be on the spotter tower, because that's right where they jump back on the short track. And Paul Wolf hitting the ski jump right there and really running away with this race. But Nathan Parker, so this is physical first in the open class, and then in second is overall, but he's first in the stock class as well.
Yeah, solid start here from Paul. Just checks up ever so slightly. Now is he going to send it through the spider tracks rocks? Yes, he is. So Paul Wolf now making his way round the next set of turns, and Nathan Parker. Now this is really interesting for me, because Nathan Parker is running what we call a stock class UTV, okay? So let's talk about that a little bit. We wouldn't be expecting him to be running such a high pace with Paul.
But he is right up there running strong. So that stock UTV, this young man is only 14 years old. As we go on screen with Mr. Chris Mayday with May Motorsports in the stock class in that Can-Am. Lots of action all over this race course here at the Big House at Crandon, Wisconsin.
Yeah, we've got some good stuff going on now. We're just finding that it's Paul Wolf in first position at the moment. In second, it is Tyler Gibbs.
And then in third is Nathan Parker, Nathan the Phenom Parker with Team Momentum.
Yeah, we're just seeing the yellow flag there coming out, so I think there is somebody caught on the Brannock rocks, and there is. Just trying to see who that is.
Nathan Parker, possibly.
Well,
it's a green car. Trying to get a visual. I believe that is Nathan Parker, and you can see the left rear ripped off. That is just going to show you how tough this car really was. In that pole position, we had Mr. Paul Wolf.
Yeah, Mr. Paul Wolf, then it was Tyler Gibbs.
Nathan Parker.
Jason Sushi.
Aaron Lynch.
Josh Smith.
Jack Letourneau.
And Mark McCleary.
Chris May.
Jeremy Blackburn.
Brandon Minnick.
Rodney Van Peeren.
Owen Van Peeren.
Jason Wofford.
Clay Wallstead.
And Mitchell Rickelli, rounding out our top 16 as we watch these races heading back out into the Rage of the Rocks here for the Ultra 4 4900 class.
And that right there, you can see they're going up a little ski jump. They drop down a really big little roller sand section and head back to the Project X Rage on the rocks. And I want to give it out to the Crandon track crew. They have been watering this section off and on all day. It's still a little bit dusty, don't get me wrong, but they worked their tail off making sure everything is safe and sound. And it is Paul Wolf, maybe, is he on lap traffic, or did Tyler Gibbs go for the pass? Yes, Tyler Gibbs gets around Paul Wolf. That must have happened in the back rock section. So now Paul Wolf's really sending it, trying to catch his friend Tyler Gibbs. Two Can-Ams out front.
Yeah, fantastic move there from Tyler Gibbs. Now this is going to be really interesting. These cars are going to be racing 7 laps this evening.
We'll see who has the more guts to go over the spider track backstretch, and Tyler Gibbs really pushing hard, but he knows he has Paul Wolf hot on his tail. They are both racing in the Pro Modified class next. They go side by side in the Polaris gravel pit. Who's going to hit the Yukon launch harder? It is Paul Wolf gets around Tyler Gibbs. So we've got a battle up front with 1 and 2.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Now Paul Wolf looks like he's checking out a little bit there. He's just got to come around under caution, as we've still got that car stuck on the Brannock rocks, and he's picking up lap traffic now. Is lap traffic going to cause problems for Paul Wolf?
It looks like that is Cam Zoller's getting ready to go a lap down. He must be wounded just a tip.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, did you see the size of those rocks, Miles? That drone really got in there, and you can see a lot of those rocks are almost the size of these tires on these UTVs.
Now we're going to, instead of here taking a left in the Argonne, we're going to go straight through the woods. We have another car upside down, so the attrition is already setting in, and there is Cody Quattlebaum hitting the rugged rhythm section, taking her a little bit easy with Bandit off-road in that single-seat Polaris Razor. Now we're in that bank turn section, and this is the Project X Rage on the rocks at its finest.
Yeah, you can see those lights there lighting up the night sky.
And it looks like Tyler Gibbs just set the fastest lap. Lots of communication coming through my rugged race radio from Race Ops. Lots of action going out there. It was a 2:38.3. What a great, great run.
Yeah, that's nearly a second and a half faster than Paul Wolf at this moment. So we've got a real battle royale going on there right now.
And here's a great shot of the Project X. These are the big rocks. There's multiple lines up there, and that shows you how big the rocks are out back. And that shows you what Ultra 4 can do.
Yeah, we're just looking here right now. Currently in the lead in UTV Open, it's Paul Wolf. In second is Tyler Gibbs. And in third place is Jack Latourneau.
And then in the stock class, it was Aaron Lynch in that first position. Just waiting for my update on the computer for my timing. There it goes. Then is Chris May, followed closely by Mark McClary. And there's a great shot of Byron Starrett, I believe. And he actually has his buddy Austin Warren riding for him because he took a tumble during practice and wasn't quite up for it, so safety first there. So you can have a substitute driver with a medical issue, or you can do it once a year. And there's another interesting thing to say is we usually have co-drivers in these cars, but here at Crandon, for safety reasons, there are no co-drivers allowed for Ultra 4 USA due to new track rules.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that all of these cars have a spotter in the spotting tower with radio communications back to these cars. That means that the spotters can talk to them, tell them when there are cars coming alongside, as we watch now, and that is Paul Wolf.
Side by side with Tyler Gibbs hitting the Yukon launch. Paul Wolf able to fight him off there in the Polaris gravel pit. Now we're in Calamity Corner. We're heading out for our third lap. We still have a yellow flag due to Nathan Parker with that ripped off left rear. The attrition is there. It is setting in. Who's going to hit the rock section harder? It looks like Tyler Gibbs is all over the tail of Paul Wolf and going for the pass and makes it stick. Can he do it going into the Project X Rage on the rocks? No. Paul Wolf hits the throttle and gets right back out.
Yeah, very interesting. Completely differing styles as they come to the end of the Brannock rocks there. They're passing lap traffic as they make their way down through the final parts and into the rocks out the back. Now, Mars, I am absolutely loving this. Looks like we're starting to get a higher angle on our cameras.
And look at the crowd that's starting to fill in. Remember, we'll have 3 more races after this one with the grand finale of the 4400 class. And here we are in the Rugged Rhythm section, Jim.
Yeah, it's the Rugged Rhythm section. You can see them just picking their ways across. There are 2 lines through there, and it's going to be interesting to see the 4400s on there later and see how differently they take that on as we watch Mr. Paul Wolf right now coming over the rocks.
Showing off those Project X lights. You can see how much brighter he was than Tyler Gibbs. And this is a big rock section. Look how big those boulders are. Some of them are bigger than the UTV tires themselves.
Yeah, but look at this. Tyler Gibbs is not letting Paul Wolf get any clear air at all. He's sitting right behind him, picking those lines as he makes his way back to the short course.
He'll jump on just outside the spotter tower as they jump across, heading back towards, they'll enter at the end of the Potawatomi, turn number 1. They go through this little grass section. We were building this just 4 days ago. Flanners were out there. We were kind of talking about it. They have all hands on deck. What a great family to work with out here. No other than the Flannerys.
Yeah, so here comes Mr. Paul Wolf making his way into the barn turn. We just saw him coming around the Forest County Potawatomi turn 1 there.
And
it looks like he's pulling a lead now on Tyler Gibbs.
And it's very interesting here because remember, Paul Wolf and Tyler Gibbs are racing back-to-back in the same car. So look at him. He is just sending it through the Spider Track backstretch. And there is an Amsoil Hot Pits. But if you go in there, your race is probably over. You might be able to get some finishing points, but you're not going to win the race if you go in the Amsoil Hot Pits.
Absolutely, and let's talk about points, Mars, because this race is a points race for the Eastern Championship.
And right now we're racing for the stock and the open. And look at the parking lot we have out back. There's Aiden Gilbert, Peyton Dunford, Jeremy Blackburn. And there is some issues out there, but they're making it happen. The one in the back right now is Peyton Dunford, a young gal, really having some fun with us here in Ultra 4. So first in the Eastern Division, not racing today, is Jeff Donda. And then it's Cody Quattlebaum in that second. And then Peyton Dunford, we just saw broke down there. So we'll see how it all shakes up. And then the East for the stock classes, Jason Wofford out front, Jody Ford out on track, Chris May out on track, Brian Hamby out on track, and Caden Hunt is out there as well, but he is driven by...
As we watch more action coming from the Rugged Rhythm section here, and you can see those 2 lines these vehicles make their way round. Now, this is a berm bank at the back there. If they actually drive high, they can really throw that round, but with the dust and with the lights, it's very difficult to see, and they're just taking those nice safe lines and getting their way around this track.
And to finish my thought, Caden Hunt has a fill-in driver of Matt Seiler. Caden couldn't get off work. Old Ryan Taylor made him stay back and work while he comes out and plays. But you can't have one fill-in driver per season unless there's a medical issue. You can have some more. As poor Peyton Dunford is stuck at the top of the Project X Rage on the Rocks is our one of our race leaders right there of Tyler Gibbs. Did we miss Paul Wolf coming through here? I sure hope so.
Well, now, have we missed Paul Wolf, or is this our new current race leader? We're going to have to see how this pans out. We're going to obviously get some shots as they make their way down to turn one.
And great to see Peyton Dunford. She was moving again. The dust is getting thick here.
That is not our race leader.
There is our physical race leader
of
Paul Wolf. So Paul Wolf still is out front. I believe that is Steven Rogers about to battle Paul Wolf. So Paul Wolf's going to have to deal with a little bit of lap traffic out here for the 4,500 stock and open classes. 2 races going on the same time, but scored separately. Trying to wrap up the 2023 Eastern Series Championship for Ultra 4 USA. We'll be giving away some trophies later on this evening.
He will indeed. Now, this is where the spotters are so important, Miles. What will happen is that Roger's spotter will have been onto him saying, the race leader is coming up behind you. Push off the racing line, let him go through.
And I'm just getting some information. It sounds like Pam Hall's down there getting some info for us. Josh Smith got a little contact and is out of the race. And it looks like a new fast time was just set by Mr. Paul Wolf with a 2:30.508. So Paul Wolf really laying down a heater.
Yeah, that's absolutely astonishing. That is a full 7 seconds. Oh, Paul Wolf goes off track there. Gets it all kinds of sideways, pulls it back.
And dealing with that lap traffic of the 315 of Clay Wallstep, but going to have a battle going into the Polaris gravel pit, but he does get around him.
Yeah, Paul is absolutely charging hard now. Now, where is Tyler Gibbs? Has Tyler Gibbs got a problem out on course?
And that is a tough break for him because he wants to be racing in the Pro Modified class coming up. Our next race is the Pro Modified UTVs, and that is going to be one race all by themselves. We started with 19 stock cars and 14 opens, but to finish first you must finish. The attrition is really starting to settle in as we're hitting the rugged rhythm section with 1018 of Paul Wolf. And you know where he got that 1018 number? That's his daughter's birthday. That is close to my heart as well. I used to race under 1010. That's my daughter Jade's birthday, so I really loved when he came out with that, kind of rebranded earlier this year.
Probably best not to tell you my race number. Anyway, well, let's carry on as we watch our current race leader making his way through the rocks now.
And look at the Project X lights lighting up the valley out back in Crandon land for Ultra 4 USA. So again, a huge shout out to Project X for making this all possible.
But did you see how Paul was having to work that car there to get up there? All 4 wheels spinning as he's trying to hook those tires up to get to the top of the rugged ridge.
Remember, these are 35-inch race UTV tires, and some of those rocks are bigger than that. On the right side, it's a really tricky situation. We're back on screen with Aiden Gilbert. We'll see his dad, Casey Gilbert, riding later, and Lightning McQueen, little wrap on his Miller chassis.
Yeah, but right now it's all about this man, Mr. Paul Wolf, making his way around the barn turn. And he's doing a great job there as he comes down through the Spider Tracks rocks. Just look at the pace of this young man. Absolute blistering stuff there from Mr. Paul Wolf.
But remember, he needs to save that car. His spotter, I assume it's Chris Hickman, one of his team owners, is up top saying, hey, you've got to lead. Just keep it strong, keep it steady, but don't forget we got to save this car for our next race. He's not really in the mix for the points up the top, but he wants to finish as strong as he can. And Mr. Paul Wolf still pushing strong, coming around Calamity Corner. A white flag is out for Mr. Paul Wolf. One more lap to go. This is about a 2.25 miles when we're adding the Ultracross out back for the Project X Rage on the Rocks during the Ultra 4 USA Optima Batteries Crandon Classic here at the Big House in the beautiful Northwoods of Wisconsin.
Absolutely, and it's all about this man, Paul Wolf as he makes his way round to the rugged rocks and into this ultra cross section. I'm loving this, Miles. It is so much fun, so good to see Ultra 4 racing here at the big house.
And it looks like Aiden Gilbert's getting ready to be overtaken by Mr. Paul Wolf. We'll see if Paul can get around him as he makes it by the Mid-America Ultra 4 USA trailers. And he does. He takes the inside lane and gets around Aiden Gilbert. That young man is out there running with some of his heroes. It is great to see. Paul Wolf is a Mid-America Outdoor ambassador and is a class act and a true showing of what Ultra 4 really is all about. You see all our amazing marketing partners out there, including Raceline Wheels, Amsoil, Good Boy Vodka,
Rugged Race Radios, Product X Off-Road, Speed Sport and Can-Am,
360 Wraps, Optima Batteries,
Laser Nut and Mid-America Outdoors,
the Off-Road Syndicate, American Outdoor Events, King of the Hammers, Fun Haver Off-Road,
Spider Tracks, Brannick Motorsports, Yukon Gear and Axle, and Wheeling.
So please support who supports the sport. Without all those amazing marketing partners, we would not be racing here today for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks.
And here he comes now, race leader Paul Wolf making his way through the Forest County Potawatomi turn. Over one jump, over the second jump, and into the barn turn.
And this is his final time coming in front of the crowd. During this race, he'll be up next as he heads into the Spider Tracks backstretch. He'll be hitting this little jump here, hitting a little ski jump he has to check up for, then blasting through the rocks and then heading towards the Polaris gravel pit.
Yeah, he absolutely spins across those rocks, makes his way down into the second to final turn.
And then he'll be heading towards the Yukon launch. He's got to be steady right here. Just keep it calm, Paul. It is your race to lose. You're almost there.
Over the final jump, only Calamity Corner now. But it's called Calamity Corner for a reason. Let's hope he can just make his way around nice and steady.
And the checkered flag is out. Winning overall in the open class is Mr. Paul Wolf. We'll see if he'll be able to back that up coming up in the Pro Modified class. Who's going to get that second position? How far back is Tyler Gibbs, Jack Letourneau, Jason Susi, Aaron Lynch, Jody Ford,
Mark McCleary, Chris May, Jeremy Blackburn, Travis Solinger,
and Cody Quattlebaum, Aiden Gilbert, Cam Zollers, RJ Anderson, Caden Hunt, Peyton Dumford.
Yeah, so we're just waiting now. Let's not forget we've got two classes on track right at this moment.
And there is Tyler Gibbs, unofficial second position in the open class. Jack Letourneau is going to be able to pull it through and get that third spot.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see right now who's sitting where. I do wonder, it looks like this could be a good result here for Benjamin Hating and Stephen Rogers, but we're just waiting for confirmation of these scores.
Austin Warren driving for Byron Starrett right there with Team 904 out of Florida.
And look how hard they're working these cars, Miles. Those rocks are enormous as they're picking their way through. Oh, I love watching these side-by-sides picking their way through the rocks. And here is Cody Quattlebaum there, really laying down the pace. He looked like he was off pace earlier this race, but he seems to be refining that pace again now as we're nearing the final few turns.
And we'll have to pick up some of these cars. It's a parking lot, but it does look like Jason Sushi does steal it away in the third place, and then unofficial first in the stock class goes to Aaron Lynch.
Yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation of that. Oh, who's that down there on their side, Miles?
That is the 140. That's Jody Ford, I do
Jody.
believe. Tough break for him because he is in the hunt in the Eastern Series Championship. He's for the stock class. Tough break for him, but that's just part of racing.
It is indeed. Got multiple vehicles finishing now, and we'll be waiting to confirm who's going to be going up onto the podium. And then later on tonight at the Ultra 4 area, we'll be rounding out the Eastern Championship. So we're now just coming to the finish of the Ultra 4 4900 stock and open classes.
And just getting some updates. We saw Jody Ford on the lid. That was in the final corner, so he's only about 25 feet away. So tough luck for him, but hey, that's part of it.
Well, that's why they called it Calamity Corner. So tough luck there for Jody Ford. And you can guarantee his friends and family will be giving him some stick about that later on, that's for sure.
Oh, Team Indiana's going to have some fun with that one as we get him right. There's our unofficial overall winner, Mr. Paul Wolf, number 1018.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing him another 2 times tonight. He's going to be racing in the Pro Mods very shortly.
And I'm going to guess that Paul Wolf does not go to get an interview. I think he's going to head up to the staging because he's racing up next in Pro Mod, and so is Tyler Gibbs. So we'll see how we'll shake that out.
That was very interesting. Tyler Gibbs was sort of giving the hand signals that he's ahead of Paul Wolf, and Paul's sort of checking up, and be interesting to see what happens here.
There's Van Eperen and the 9009 of Ben Heitig as well.
But our race winner is Paul Wolf, in second is Tyler Gibbs, and in third is Jason Sushi in the open 4900 UTV class.
So it looks like unofficially it's going to be Paul Wolf in that first position, then Tyler Gibbs, and then Jason Susi. So what a great race we had on our hands there for the stock and the open class. There is Aaron Lynch having some fun down there. And then Jeremy Blackburn out there. And Jason Susi. We still have a lot of racing action yet to come for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. Up next is the Pro Modified. Then we'll go into the Everyman Challenge, and then the grand finale, the 4400 Unlimited class. And here's our Good Boy Vodka official results. First in the open class is Mr. Paul Wolf.
In second is Tyler Gibbs.
And third is Jason Sushi.
In fourth is Lynch.
Fifth is Letourneau.
In sixth is McCleary.
Seventh, Blackburn.
In eighth is May.
Ninth is Ford.
And then in 10th is Heiting.
And this again is their intermix there. This is the open and the stock class. 11th is Rogers.
In 12th is Woolstead.
13th, Van Eperen.
In 14th is Quattawam.
15th, Sterrett.
In 16th is Zollinger.
17th, the young man of Gilbert.
In 18th is Zollers.
19th, Anderson.
And in 20th is Hunt.
So what some fun we had, but lots of stuff. But here's the highlight from the start of this race with Paul Wolf getting the whole shot there with the AMSOIL highlights.
Yeah, it's always good to see the AMSOIL highlights, but it was all about this man, our pole sitter, Mr. Paul Wolf. We saw him winning this race yesterday for the Crandon Cup. So he's taking home a ring, and today he's taking home championship points here at the Big House in Crandon.
And taking some money away.
Absolutely, but it wasn't all his race today. We saw there Tyler Gibbs really laying it down and trying to put the moves on Paul Wolf.
They passed each other multiple times out there and had some lap traffic to deal in these huge rock sections. Again, this is beautiful short course. We're not quite ready to normal to see this, but it's absolutely amazing to show the world what Ultra 4 USA can do in these rocks. They can do a little bit of everything from racing here at the Big House and everywhere else.
Yeah, we've very shortly been lining up for the 4900 Pro Mods, but we're going to be heading out for a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with the action very soon.
So we'll take a little break in the action. More racing yet to come here in just a moment.
Yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, retake the lead!
third lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
And welcome back to the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championships here at the Big House in Crandon. But we are here for Ultra 4. It's been a fantastic evening so far, Miles.
And we are just getting started for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. We just wound up the 4900 stock and the open class. We have Mrs. Pam Hall down there. We'll get a little quick talk with her here in a little bit. But so much fun, but we are just getting started. Up next will be the Pro Modified UTV race. We just saw Paul Wolf win his race in the Open. He is in this next race as well, so we'll see if he can back up a win, or did he wear out the car? He just took out 7.5 laps wide open. Can it do that same again? But it sounds like Mrs. Pam Hall has a special recipient down there in just a moment. So Pam Hall, who do you have? And let's hear what they have to say.
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with our open class. We have in the third position, Jason Susi. You are up here again tonight. The other drivers that are up here on the podium are getting ready to race, but that was quite a race right there that you guys just did. Compared to yesterday's race to tonight, how do you feel right now being up here on the box again?
It feels pretty good. I kind of went a little mellow to take it easy yesterday, so we could do that tonight. I don't think that car has one more lap in it. It was pretty tired by the time we got back through, so I'm glad to be up here. This is awesome.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on this number 3 spot. I'm going to move right on over here to our number 1 spot. Mr. Paul Wolf is actually in line to race here in just a minute. Lainey, you're taking the trophy for your dad. Are you so excited?
Yeah, I am.
Well, are you going to go watch your dad and cheer him on? Because I know you are his biggest fan.
Yep, I am too.
Awesome. Well, let's tell your dad congratulations and good luck.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go right back up to the booth. Miles and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Pam. How cool is that, Miles? That is always so fantastic to see. It's all about the family with Ultra 4. But as we get ready to get this 4900 Pro Mod started, we are going to be heading out to a short commercial break. I'll be right back with more Ultra 4 action here at the Big House.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rally.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. It jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon, we are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road product.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's going to be a cool party.
It's orientation day. Welcome to the team.
Who wants to race?
I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. From Ultra 4 to rally.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. Jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
What is going on, Crandon? We are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road product.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's going to be a cool party.
Welcome back to the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. We are about to kick off the 4900 Pro Modified class with a fan favorite of Kyle Cheney racing for Robert Parker on that pole position. And there he is. We saw him earlier in his Pro 4, almost wadded up there at the start, but we are starting ahead of that, so we'll see if he can get that hole shot. I see right behind him is Jay Shaw's car. That is Cash Lee Croy. I see Travis Zollinger, Paul Wolf, Cole Clark, Jamie McCoy. This is a very stacked field. This is our fastest UTV class out there, Jim.
It is indeed. They all fall under that window of 4,900, but let's look here. We've got 26 runners and riders out there on track right now, and lining up right near the back in 22nd position is Mr. Paul Wolf, who we just saw winning the previous race.
But again, on that pole position, it is Kyle Cheney, then Mike Park.
Yeah, next to him is Travis Zollinger, then Todd Beckett.
Then Carson Atkins and Jake Versey.
Matt Woolraven and Cole Clark.
Jamie McCoy and John Seaman.
Young man Cash LaCroix and Chris Ambergy.
Brandon Caveman Anderson and baby Mitch Wofford.
Then Tony Polari and Zach Pollard.
Tyler Rimreed and Tyler Gibbs.
Cameron Zollers and Corey Willis.
Adam Cutts and Paul Wolf, fresh off his win.
And Brandon Kilgore and Jeff Donda.
But don't forget, we still have Steven Rogers and Caden Hunt out back. There's a great shot of Travis Zollinger in that beautiful custom Zollinger Racing Products single-seat Can-Am. That is an absolute work of art. One of my favorite cars that is in this class. That Can-Am is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, these cars were racing last night, and we saw Kyle Cheney checking out to take the checkered flag. Can he do the same here tonight, Miles?
Well, only one way to find out, and we are about to. We're probably less than 30 seconds away from the green flag flying here at the Super Bowl of Short Course here in Crandon for our 5th year and our 3rd year in a row for points.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Ultra 4 4900 Pro Mods. This is Ultra 4 Project X Rage on the Rocks here at the Big House at Crandon, and we're just moments away from the green flag.
And we are going to seal the deal on the Eastern Series Championship right here, right now. The yellow flag as he drops it, then he'll raise the green. It is green live racing here in Potawatomi Turn 1 here in Forest County. And the whole shot is a battle between Kyle Cheney. No, it is Cole Clark on the outside. It looks like, yes, Cole Clark getting the whole shot.
Now, that was an amazing start. Oh, Cole Clark gets it all over the side as he makes his way around down the barn turn. And it looks like he's given the lead back to Kyle Cheney.
Kyle Cheney heading into the spider track backstretch, hits this little kicker, and then we'll see how hard he attacks the rocks. He does not check up at all. Kyle Cheney, the ghost. Is he going to disappear? Only time will tell as he's in the Polaris gravel pit. Look at the left rear tire way up, and Cole Clark was way off course.
Yeah, now Cole Clark, has he got a steering problem? Because he seemed to disappear completely out of shot.
He is at the top of that turn, lights off. He may have lost power. I am not sure what happened, but Cole Clark looks like he is out of the race. This is a 7.5 lap race.
Now we saw Cole Clark actually hit the inside of the barn turn earlier. Maybe he damaged something as we watch our current race leader, Kyle Cheney, making his way across the rocks.
A fan favorite here in Crandon. We have seen him racing with Champ off and on all weekend, but now it's all about Ultra 4 USA and Kyle Cheney racing for Robert Parker in that Can-Am.
Yeah, he's making his way down into the Project X rock sections now, moving his way out the back.
I love you can see the lights disappearing into the woods as we wait for them. They're coming down a really nice little gravel section. They're going to zigzag through here, take a hard right as they're coming to us, hit the rugged rhythm section, and this is the Project X Rage on the Rocks, and this is Ultra 4 USA at its finest as he's getting a little tussled up there. He's going to hit this nice banked turn and then hit a couple more rock sections. We're back on the Project X Rage on the Rocks. This is a pro modified class, and you can see sparks flying. Ooh, there's Carson Atkins on his side. This young man was in the hunt. He's in 3rd place in the pro modified points, so hopefully this is a no chase race. Only Crandon or Ultra 4 USA staff can get down there and tip him over. Once he gets back righted, he can keep going, but he really needs to not lose a lap. There is Cass Lee Croy, Tyler Gibbs, and it sounds like we have an AMSOIL highlight of the start of the race, and there, we're going back to Potawatomi. Here is the AMSOIL highlight.
Watch this, Miles. Look how many people are caught napping. Look at that. There's 3 cars on that fast lane there, and it caused all kinds of chaos there as they went off the line. That gave Cole Clark that rhythm he needed to make his way around the outside.
And he came and bumped that right there, but thanks again to the AMSOIL highlights. And we are with our physical race leader, Kyle Cheney, at the spider track backstretch. We'll follow him into the Polaris gravel pit. These drone pilots are doing an amazing job all weekend long. Thanks to everybody behind the scenes to make this possible for Ultra 4 USA here at the Big House.
Yeah, we saw Kyle Cheney out with Tramp Off-Road earlier in his Pro 4. He did not have a good race. He'll be wanting to put that behind him. And he likes this right now. He loves that clean air. And that's what he has as he makes his way down towards the Brannock Rocks.
And redemption he has as he's going to exit the Brannock boulders right here, and he makes a pass around Jake Versey, so lap traffic. Oh, there's Corey Willis. Corey Willis and Jake Versey are normally not off pace.
That was Jamie McCoy you were looking at just there, or Paul Wolf, I think.
That is Paul Wolf in screen. So that was not Kyle Cheney. I see what you're saying. Thank you, Jim, for catching me on that one. Because I was going to say, there's no way they're that far off pace, so I do apologize for that.
That's okay, my friend. There's a lot of cars out track, and there's an awful lot of action still to come tonight as they make their way back out round to these rock sections. Here we go. It's the rugged rhythm section, and that is our current race leader, Kyle Cheney. And they call him the Ghost for a reason, because when he gets in front, he just disappears, and he's checking out tonight as he makes his way around the rocks.
He is in front of the big crowd right there. They're at the Project X Rage on the rocks. You can see the Project X sliding it up down there for all of our racers and our fans to spectate down there.
Yeah, now we need to be keeping an eye on a few people that are behind. Certainly on Mr. Paul Wolf and also Cash LaCroix. Now look at this, he's working that card hard to make it go up those rocks.
Cash LaCroix high on his heels, and that is Corey. No, that is Tyler Gibbs going for the pass. Rubbing is racing. He gets a little crossed up, so Cash LaCroix is up there. Did Tyler Gibbs hurt his car? I am not sure. But let's go over as they crossed the lap last time. It is Kyle Cheney driving for Robert Parker up front. Then it was Tyler Gibbs and Cash LaCroix back to back.
Yeah, and there's so much action here on track right now, but we'll be bringing it to you as we've got it. Then in 4th position is Travis Solinger. In 5th is Todd Beckett.
And 6th is Matt Walraven, and then 7th is Paul Wolf.
Yeah, Paul Wolf making his way up from 22nd position on the grid, so a great run there. Then it's Corey Willis, Jake Versey, and John Seaman.
And then Dustin Robbins, Tony Polari, who was our our series points leader in the Pro Modified class. We'll see if he can get that handled with Eric Ballard in the helm, driving for him.
Oh, look at this.
That is Carson Atkins. We saw him flipped over earlier. Now he's parked on a K-rail. He's having some issues tonight. Tough break for him.
Yeah, he's done. That's a special job to get the car there, Miles.
That is in the middle of the Polaris gravel pit, I believe. So he must have got all crossed up in the Spider Track backstretch as we follow our physical race leader, Kyle Cheney, heading
out towards the rocks.
He just made it through the Brannick boulders.
Oh, I love that extra dimension these crone pilots give us. Got to say a huge shout out to the production crew here today, overcoming issues to bring us these fantastic images here live at the Big House at Crandon.
For the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks in the beautiful North Woods of Wisconsin at this beautiful 425-acre facility here. What a beautiful, beautiful place it is. They've got 3,000 campsites, and they're going to have 65 to 80,000 people showing up this weekend.
Yeah,
and KISS was last night. That was a blast.
Yeah, that was something very special indeed. But it's Kyle Cheney now, and he's carving out a lead. And just look at the pace he's laying down, Miles. He is not giving up at all. He's not backing off. He's trying to lay this down. He knows he's got danger men behind him. And he's got to keep up that pace.
And look how violent it is. And look, that's Cash LaCroix, physical second right behind him. And we were giving a shout out earlier to the Horschel and the Rufus racing team for helping him out. But Tyler Gibbs right behind him. And look at the sparks flying. You can't see that during the daylight, but in the dark, the sparks are showing out.
Yeah, and lots of these vehicles will have plastic under trays on there to help them slide across the rocks. And these are tough little cars. Huge on power, massive on capability. As the lead cars make their way back round the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1, over the first jump. Into the second jump comes our race leader and round the barn turn.
Now that is Cash LaCroix in that Adventure Lifestyle J. Shaw machine. This is Cash LaCroix's first ever Ultra 4 USA, and none other better to do it here at the Big House in Crandon, Wisconsin.
Yeah, it looks like he might have a winch rope hanging down at the front.
But hopefully he doesn't need to use that winch tonight. Exactly. If he does, his night will be over.
It's worth noting that these vehicles, by regulation, have to have a winch.
Unless specifically told by our race director, JT Taylor, and he did send that a few weeks ago. You do not have to run a winch here at the Big House. And again, this is Cash LaCroix's debut here at Ultra 4 USA, like I was just talking about a moment ago. Great to see this young man out here. He races with us in Mid-America Outdoors quite a bit.
Yeah, he's doing a great job there. So our current top 3 is Kyle Cheney, Cash LaCroix, and Tyler Gibbs.
And then Travis Zollinger, Todd Beckett, and then Paul Wolf moving in that 6th position.
Well, we haven't seen Paul cross the line yet, but can confirm that Travis Zollinger has moved up to 4th position.
This is a 7-lap race. They're going to be pushing hard all the way to the finish line. There is Dustin Robbins and Corey Willis drag racing in the back.
Yeah, making their way down through the Spider Truck Rock Run. Look away these cars. They just pick their way through these rocks so effortlessly.
John Seaman just out of our screen to the right. We should be able to see him as well. So these K&Ms are really pushing hard in the Polaris gravel pit.
And let's not forget, we've got lots of action here as we continue to watch the 4900 Pro Mods.
And we still have 2 races yet to come, and that is Paul Wolf and Mike Park. It looks like they got tangled up. Not sure what happened. I missed that, but 2 cars are out of the race. Paul Wolf, terrible break for him. He just won in the open class. And now he is broke down in the Pro Modified class. He'll have to get some redemption later on this evening in the 4400 main event in the Unlimited class coming on tonight. There's the number 43 of Jake Versey. Sorry, that was the 143 of Tyler Rimreed. I do apologize. And there's our physical race leader. But look, a right front flat tire is going down. Is he going to be able to save the car? We still have a couple more laps. We're only halfway through this race. He may have to go in the AMSOIL hot pits. This could be a really game changer this race, Jim.
Yeah, I'm just watching that now. Is it going down entirely? He's got to be careful here on the rocks with a flat tire. It's so easy to damage a wheel. If he damages a wheel, he could damage a brake caliper, and then there's all worlds of pain for him.
And I don't know if he knew he had a flat tire until that corner. He really loaded that right front, and you could tell him slow him down. So he's knowing he's probably in his rugged race radio headset to his spotter saying, hey, how bad is it? What should I do? Do I go into the AMSOIL hot pits? But I think he's going to have to. But he has a pretty good lead. He has I don't know. It's going to be tough. There's, what's a tire change take? At least a minute, right? Maybe up to 2. That's tough to do in a short course race. He's still pushing hard.
But just look how hard, look how much punishment that wheel is getting as he makes his way through the Brannock rocks.
And now it looks like the tire's completely, it's still holding a little bit of air. Oh, this could really change up this race.
So how far behind is Cash LaCroix? How far behind is Travis Sullinger?
Could Cash LaCroix in his debut race, he is on Kyle Chaney. So Kyle Chaney went from a 10-second lead down to about a second and a half as they head back towards the Project X Rage on the Rocks. Can Cash LaCroix make a pass on Kyle Chaney? We are about to find out.
I think you're going to see this right now. On the rugged rhythm section, Cash LaCroix goes to the outside. Oh, look at this as well.
There's Tyler Rimreed getting lapped, and it is a race between Kyle Chaney and Cash LaCroix. Cash LaCroix on the inside of this bank turn. So Cash LaCroix is our new overall leader of this race. Cash LaCroix and Jay Shaw's Adventure Lifestyle Machine makes the pass and is our new physical race leader here in the Pro Modified class.
Yeah, that car that Cash LaCroix is driving is no stranger to being at the front of races.
And let's talk about this. That is Kyle Chaney's old car. That car has won King of the Hammers out there. Wow, we are, I think we're on lap 4 of this race, so I think Kyle Chaney's going to have to go in the AMSOIL hot pits. We will find out here very, very shortly.
Well,
so we'll see. No, he doesn't. I believe he bypassed the AMSOIL hot pits.
Yeah, it does look that way now. Well, let's talk about this. He was actually on track earlier and actually ran an entire race with a flat tire. We saw that yesterday. We also saw Cash LaCroix can finish a race on 2 flat tires. So it is possible to do. It's just not advisable to do it. But as you say, he's going to lose so much time going into that fast pit. I think this is the right decision and try and fight for a podium position and most importantly, points.
But to finish first you must finish, and it looks like...
Yeah, you see that he blew out that corner entirely now.
Yeah, it's getting tough for old Kyle Chaney as they make a pass on Wofford, making a little lap traffic. But Cash LaCroix in his debut race with Ultra 4 USA here at the... and he loses a right rear tire. Our race leader as it bounces over one of our cameramen. Look how far that's going. So Cash LaCroix just lost a right rear tire. These cars are falling apart, Jim.
Yeah, 3 wheels on my wagon for Cash LaCroix. Now, the question is, has he worked it out yet? He knows he's got something wrong, but does he know exactly what it is as he makes his way into the rocks?
And look at the sparks flying in the Brannock boulders right in front of the grandstands. He has another half lap to go before he can make it to the AMSOIL hot pits, but I believe he's going to do too much damage to just be able to throw. And here is an AMSOIL replay as that tire falls off. And look how close that camera guy didn't have a clue it was coming. We got lucky with that one.
We did indeed. Now, Cash LaCroix is a rock expert, but I think this is probably beyond his wizardry to be able to bring this car all the way around, and I think it's only a matter of time until we see this car pull off to the side of the track. So it's all happening here, Miles, at the big house.
Pam Hall is trackside. She's telling me that Jake Versey just pulled off, and Jamie McCoy has a right front, but still moving. They're down at the barn turn, so thanks for that update, Pam.
Yeah, now I think I just saw Kyle Cheney has gone past Cash LaCroix, so it does look like Kyle Cheney is once again our current race leader.
But right now it's Tyler Gibbs, I believe, that's going to be give them a run for their money.
Yeah, this is certainly going to tighten up the field, that is for sure.
So he goes from a low right front tire of Kyle Cheney to a missing right rear on Cash LaCroix, and now it's Travis Zollinger in the mix, and look at that. That's going to be, I don't know if he's going to be able to put a tire on that. I think that hub is going to be way too damaged. Is he going to be able to make it up the rock section without a right rear tire?
Well,
I believe he's going to get stuck right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it ain't good. Cash LaCroix, I think his race is over. Tough break. And as you go to the right of this, the rocks get even bigger and bigger, so it's looking like it's a tough, tough break for Cash LaCroix. What a heartbreaker for that young man.
And that's the difference between Ultra 4 racing and other types of racing, the rocks.
Yeah, we race here at the Big House and Short Course. We race at King of the Hammers through the desert and in the mountains. We go out to Pennsylvania, run through the tight trees. These cars can do it all and do it all well. But Kyle Cheney's right front is not looking good. A couple more laps yet to go for Kyle Cheney. But I think Tyler Gibbs and Travis Zollinger should be starting to reel him in. And there is Travis Zollinger right on Kyle Cheney's tail. So what do we got, Jim?
Yeah, so Travis Zollinger, it looks like he's only around about 15 car lengths behind Kyle Cheney, but Kyle Cheney is blowing out those corners because of that right front tire. So Travis Zollinger is going to be passing Kyle Cheney almost certainly.
As they're getting ready to hit the Yukon launch, heading into Calamity Corner, Travis Zollinger is going to go around the outside and try to get around Kyle Cheney. Outside, inside, there he goes. Our new physical race leader is Mr. Travis Zollinger. Zollinger Racing Products himself. The white flag is out, Jim.
So this is the final lap of this incredible 4900 Pro Mod race. What an evening of racing we've had so far, Miles. But right now, it's all about this man. It is all about Travis Zollinger, our current race leader.
And is Kyle Cheney going to be able to keep it together to fight off Tyler Gibbs? We saw Cash LaCroix break down. How far back is Corey Willis, Matthew Walraven, John Seaman,
Justin Robbins, Chris Ambergy, Tony Polari, Zach Pollard, and Mitch Wofford.
Then it's Jamie McCoy, Brandon Kilgore, Jake Versey, Tyler Rimreed, Cam Zollers, Brandon Anderson, Paul Wolf, and Todd Beckett.
No, we already know that Paul Wolf is out, as is Todd Beckett, and we also saw that Rogers is out as well. The attrition on this track is unbelievable as they make their way round these rock sections.
And towards the back of the pack, there was Zach Pollard.
This is fantastic, but do not go anywhere. Once this race finishes, we'll be moving on to the EMC classes. What is EMC? Every Man Challenge.
It'll be the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and the 4600 Spider Track Stock class. But right now, it is the Pro Modified 4900. It looks like I'm getting a little update. Sorry, I had a pause, but it sounds like Parker is pulled over. Not sure what's going on, sorry.
That's okay. We're always getting updates on our Rugged Race radios as we come back to the action.
So Travis Zollinger, we just saw him. Here is Zach Pollard towards the back. He is a lap down, but there is our physical race leader heading into the Spider Track backstretch of Travis Zollinger in that single seat Can-Am.
And he's only got 2 more corners to turn. Now we've seen Travis Zollinger. He's already made wins in this series all around this country. And he's got 1 more turn, Calamity turn. Can Travis Zollinger take the win here at the Big House?
As Travis Zollinger hits the Yukon launch into Calamity Corner, the checkered flag is out and flying for Mr. Travis Zollinger, taking the win unofficially.
So Travis Zollinger there, he will be absolutely pumped at this. Such a nice guy. The brains behind Zollinger Race Products, he really does do so much behind the scenes for so many of the racers in this 4900 class. This will be a very popular win indeed. And still the cars make their way around this incredible course.
An incredible course, you are absolutely correct. There is Corey Willis, Mr. PPEI. Races a lot of short course there at Mid-America Outdoors. You saw him get a little donkey kick at the end of the Spider Track backstretch. But Jim, look at the bicycle there. He is still pushing. He is having fun, and that's what we do here at the Big House with Ultra 4 USA.
It is indeed. He's making his way around. One more turn, calamity turn. Don't do a Jody Ford. Are we going to rename this corner?
I love that. I love Jody Ford. I love everybody here at Ultra 4 USA. But giving our own friends a little grief is one of my favorite things to do. So unofficially, it's going to be Kyle Chaney in that third position, Tyler Gibbs in that second position, and the overall win unofficially goes to Travis Zollinger. Get some updates through my rugged race radio, and I'm pretty sure what I just said is gonna stick. So we'll have Pam Hall trackside here in just a little bit to give a quick chat with these young, fine gentlemen, and then we'll start up the Everyman Challenge race here in just a little bit.
So our current top 5, in 5th position is Matthew Walraven, in 4th is Corey Willis.
In 3rd is Robert Parker.
Kyle Chaney. In 2nd is Tyler Gibbs, and in 1st
is Travis Zollinger. So I do believe Tony Polari is going to lock down the Pro Modified Eastern Series points. John Seaman, it looks like he's going to be good. Carson X, we saw him flop over early, so I'm not sure if he's going to get the 2/3 of this race, so that may move him down. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll be giving away those Eastern Series championships later on tonight. We also have Aces Wild playing in the back. There's going to be some fireworks yet to come, so if you're here on the Project X Ridge, do not go anywhere.
Miles, there's always fireworks when there's Ultra 4 racing. You know that better than anyone, so let's have a look.
Here is the Good Boy Vodka official results is Kyle Chaney driving for Robert Parker in that first position.
In 2nd is Cash.
We saw Cashley Croy earlier broke down, so I do believe this is a mistake on our end. We'll get it up. I think it's going to be Travis Zollinger.
Yeah, we're just running that back. So in our top 3, we have got in 3rd position, it's Kyle Chaney. In 2nd position
is Tyler Gibbs.
And in 1st position, it is Travis Zollinger.
Getting everything, all our we'll dot our I's and cross our T's and then give away some hardware here at the Big House. And then later on tonight, we'll give away the Eastern Series Championship Awards as well.
We have, but let's talk about the racing we've still got yet to come. We've got the EMC cars, which is going to be 4,500, 4,600, and 4,800. But we've also got the 4,400s. Cannot wait for that. So
Sounds like we have Aaron Lynch down there with Pam Hall, so we'll send it down there and have a quick chat. Pam, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Miles. I'm down here with our 4,900 stock class. We do have in this number 1 position, Aaron Lynch, 2nd position, Mark McCleary, and 3rd, Jeremy Blackburn. But Aaron Lynch, I know you're feeling pretty amazing right now. Give us a quick tidbit on how you're feeling.
Dude, I am stoked. The course was rough. The short course was fast, and there's tons of competition, and it was just a great time.
Do you think your car could make it another lap?
No, ma'am. It will not.
That's what I keep hearing, but who do you want to thank for getting you up here today?
Dude, I need to thank MRT, CT Raceworks, dude, for making some superior suspension to keep me going through those rocks. Gary at G-Force, MRT, High Lifter Tire and Wheel, Lynchworks, my wife for letting me do this, and that was it.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on getting in this number 1 spot up here today.
Thank you.
All right, let's give it up one more time for our 4,900 stock class. Aaron Lynch, Mark McCleary, and Jeremy Blackburn. Miles and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Pam, and what a great race we had on our hands right there. So much fun to watch. That was earlier, so up next will be the Pro Modified Awards. So where we get everything set up, we'll have a little bit more fun later on tonight. But, Jim, what a great race we just watched.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. We've got more action coming up later here at Crandon at the Big House, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be the EMCs and the 4400s. We're going to pop out for a short break. See you soon.
It's my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, we take the lead!
dirt lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
What is going on, Crandon? We are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultracross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's going to be a cool party.
Welcome back to the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. We just wrapped up the Pro Modified 4900 race. Up next is the EMC. What's that? The Everyman Challenge. We have the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and the 4600 Spider Track Stock class. 3 races on the course at the same time, scored separately. It's going to be a fun one to watch, Jim.
It is indeed. So where did the EMC come from? Ultra 4 Racing started in California. Most importantly, it started at King of the Hammers. Now, it was all about the open class, the 4400s at first.
That's the only class we had in the beginning, and then it started growing. In 2012, we introduced the Everyman Challenge, and it grew from there, didn't it, Jim?
It did indeed. Now, these 3 classes are representative of the racing that we do out there at King of the Hammers.
So we were just talking about the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. You can have 2.5 shocks per corner, mechanical steering, and maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire. Front-mounted engine, but unlimited.
And while we're waiting for the EMC, let's have a look at some of the highlights of the Pro Mod race that we've just seen. Now look at this start, Mars. We saw him coming down, and we saw Cole Potts there getting the start, but he gets that kick, and I think that kick broke his steering as we saw him pull off the course a little bit later, and then it was all about this man, Kyle Cheney, who took the lead.
And he ran away with it for quite a while, then had some issues. Clash Lee Croy got around him as he's battling in there with Tyler Gibbs in the back in the Project X. Now we're in the rugged rhythm section with our physical race leader of Kyle Cheney that had a great race until he didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about it yesterday, tyre attrition. And that's what we saw. There was a big problem there for Kyle Cheney. As you can see, he had that offside front tyre.
The tire never completely came apart. He was able to save it, but it looks like there's Cash LeCroy, and we'll see if this is where he loses that right rear. No, he drove around for a while.
This is Cash LeCroy. He made his pass to take the lead here, and that's the first time that Cash LeCroy has been leading an Ultra 4 race.
And there that tire checks out. Look at that bouncing across. So tough break for Cash LeCroy. But what a wonderful race we just did. But speaking about Pro Modified, we have Mrs. Pam Hall down there with our champions. Pam, let's hear what they have to say.
Thanks, guys. I am here right now with our 1, 2, and 3 from our Pro Modified class in this #1 position. Travis Zollinger second, Tyler Gibbs in third position, Kyle Cheney running for Robert Parker. But we are going to introduce the man of the race right here, Mr. Travis Zollinger. You were just telling me you finished 3, 2, and 1 now. So how are you feeling right now?
Oh man, great. Yeah, first year here we finished third in this class, and then second last year, and we finally got here on top. We worked super hard to get here. I want to thank all my buddies that came out with me, helped me wrench on the car and whatnot, and my family at home for supporting me. And yeah, we're happy to be here. Yep, Zollinger Racing Products for sure. Fox, BFG, Team FK, the rod ends hold us all together all the time. I think I got Fox, Sparco Seats, K&T Performance, most power in the world, baby. All the Ricks out there, Hyperco, Logan Coach. Let me think. I probably missed some, but they all help us get here, so thank you.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on that #1 spot. You guys, all 3 of our drivers that are up here raced right before this. They're all ready to go relax. But let's give it up one more time for our 4900 Pro Modified, Mr. Travis Zollinger, that #1 spot. Tyler Gibbs in second. In third position, Kyle Cheney. Miles and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Pam, and what a wonderful race we just watched. But up next is the EMC race. 3 races at the same time. We just went over the 4500 just a moment ago. But yeah, it looks like, oh man, we're about to, we got the crane of shame out there getting rid of a couple UTVs. So tough break there, but we'll get them off course and be firing off here shortly. 3 rows deep. It's going to be wonderful. We went over the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, so we'll go over a couple more.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legend class. You can have a front or rear mounted engine with unlimited horsepower. The vehicle must contain 2 seats side by side, single shock per corner, and a maximum of a 37-inch DOT tire. What does DOT mean? That means it's a non-race compound. That means that it is basically the tires that you can buy and put on your street vehicles. Solid axles only allowed, and this is an awesome class.
And then at the back of the pack, starting about 20, 30 seconds behind, is going to be the 4600 Spider Track stock class with that blue number plate. They have to have a stock OEM frame. Wheelbase must stay within 3 inches. Factory engine, but may be replaced with any available engine in the same make, model, and year. Factory transmission, 35-inch DOT tire, single 2.5 shock per corner, limited to 14 inches of travel. Factory suspension like leaf spring, coil spring, TTB, and etc. Factory steering. This is a very grassroots racing.
Yeah, yesterday we saw these guys racing, and it was Brett Harrell who took the big win there. And then in the 4500s, it was Rick Lavezzo who took the win, who's going to be lining up in 8th position.
And then in the 4600 Spider Track stock class was Mr. Bailey Cole. But we got a lot of fast guys and gals out there. It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, that was incredible stuff from Bailey Cole. He made his way up into 10th position overall. Quite remarkable.
He had one heck of a race, but there's a few other Broncos out there. We have Lauren Healy and John Rance. Then we have a few of the old school Toyotas, Mick Henson, John Lachey.
Yeah,
and then some big horsepower out of Doug Langford, that 392 Hemi Jeep as well.
Yeah, indeed it is. But Brett Harrell, you see him lining up there on the left with those orange lights in that incredible Horschel-built car.
And in that second spot goes to Sean Reisky.
Now, we saw Reisky yesterday. He was so much faster on the rocks. He really was sending it. It's going to be interesting to see what he does. And then next to him is Jeremy Jones.
And that 4th spot goes to Greg Neff.
Then in 5th is Justin Miron.
And then it's Jeff Martin, and it looks like we are 30 seconds away from the green flag flying for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks during the Ultra 4 Optima Batteries Crandon Classic here at the Big House.
So here's our starter, who'll be parking up that quad bike, making his way onto the wall and picking up his flags. He'll be showing them the yellow flag first, then as soon as he raises the green flag, the race is on.
He's making his way up the hill. He'll raise the yellow, drop it, and then bring the green flag, and we will have 7.5 laps for the Everyman Challenge. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how all of this shakes out. We've been racing all day long. We started with the champ, now we're at Ultra 4 USA.
So any moment now, we're going to be going live here for the Ultra 4 EMC at the big house. There's the yellow flag. Any second now.
And the yellow flag drops. The green is up. And who's going to get the whole shot? It looks like the early jump is going to go to Brent Harrell. But on the outside is Jeremy Jones and Sean Roski. And we have some contact. That is Anthony Yount driving for Justin Barth. What a terrible tumble he did. That is open wheel racing, and Jesse Oliver got tangled up with him. Hopefully everybody's okay right there.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a black flag here.
So there's Brent Harrell definitely off pace, so I assume the yellow flags are out. I assume this is going to be a full restart. Tough break. I hope Anthony Yount is okay. That is what open wheel racing is. You never know. You can take a tumble quick.
Yeah, they're racing at the moment, so it's under a yellow flag caution, so racing will continue.
That is not the way we wanted to see this race start, but sometimes that happens. So there's Brent Harrell.
And we're getting the flags now. You can see all the cars are checking up. So it looks like we've got yellow flags out there, and I think they're going, yeah, red flag there, red flag. So that means we're going to be going full course restart. So they'll be lining them back up, taking them back up to the start there, and they'll just be working out exactly what's going on. Hopefully Anthony Yount is absolutely fine. These cars have very good safety standards. The roll cages in these vehicles are quite incredible. Now, Mars, this is a very competitive class, the EMC, and we've got 3 sets of vehicles that are actually racing out there.
We have the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class alongside the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class and the 4600 Spider Track Stock class. And speaking about the Spider Track Stock class, I don't even think we got them off the line.
No, I don't think they even started. And open wheel racing, you never really know what can happen in these situations. So everything's going fine right now, and our safety crews will be pulling this together. And we can see Brett Harrell there just sitting under the start arch. Now, when this race started, Miles, what you said is that it's 7.5 laps. Let's just describe what that means. So 7.5 laps, they have to do half a lap from the start position round to the start arch that you see there. When they pass through there, that's when the timing loop kicks. So basically their first half a lap is a freebie, if you like. And so the cars now are lining up behind the course vehicles, and they'll be making their way back up towards the start.
As our recovery crew down there is working to make sure everything is A-OK. Thanks again to everybody here at Crandon for making this possible for us.
This is the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championships here at the big house.
And it sounds like we have an AMSOIL replay coming up, and we'll see exactly what happened. It looks like just a little bit of contact, but boy, he really took a good tumble, and it looks like Jesse Oliver got kind of caught up in that. So tough break for Anthony Yount and Justin Barth right there. But it sounds like I hear the crowd going wild. Anthony Yount is out of the car, so that is a huge relief for everyone. But tough break for there, but that's open wheel racing. The crowd is excited for Anthony Yount. Tough break for the car, but at least he is okay. That is our main concern. As he's getting a little help getting him out. Anthony Yount with No Respect Racing. Tough break. Justin Barth, I'm sure, is at home watching, probably a little bit worried about his car, but he is very excited to see Anthony Yount is okay and out of the car.
Yeah, we saw as he was just coming down into the corner there. He got tagged on the back end, and that's all it takes in open car racing. Just one little tag, and you can all go sideways real fast.
So we're going to send it down to Ken Stout with the Speed Sport Live from the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championship presented by Toyota. Ken, what do you got for us?
Thanks a lot, guys. Yeah, tough moment there, so we'll put safety out there immediately. Welcome back to the Speed Sport Live from desk here. I'm Ken Stout. Wade Onger will join me here. He lives in Australia but spends his summers here in the States. I see him all the time at Knoxville. You've been a regular there, but it's your first time here to the big house, man. Give me your thoughts.
I feel sorry for these fans. They've got to deal with an Englishman, an American, a couple of Americans, and now an Aussie. This is incredible. Where has this been my whole life? Ken, this is like, I got to say, it's like Walmart.
Well, it's been here for 54 years.
I know, and I have almost been here that long as well. It's like Walmart without a roof. You walk into it and you go, where has this all been? I didn't know I needed it, but God, I need it now. It's an amazing experience, isn't it? Like, just the culture of the fans, I think, has really struck me from the start. They sit here all day, just kick back and have a cheese curd or a few thousand and just soak it all up. I went for a walk through the pits with Dave Arnold earlier. That's an experience. Have you tried walking anywhere with Dave?
Yes, I have.
A lot of them stop him. Some of them smile. We went through the pits, checked out the pit area, and it's very NHRA. And I want to say that as a huge compliment. I don't want anyone to think, oh, what's mentioning drag racing for? But I love the way that the awnings are out, big semis, like tractor-trailer teams, the fans are there, the families are there. It's a really good environment, and it's very professional. It's really surprised me just how big this is.
Yeah, the awnings are massive, to say the least. 2-3 trucks underneath them. Then they have the hospitality area. Everybody comes here, the entire families. There's, crews that are 20 people deep, and they set all up. They're camped here for the entire weekend, as are the fans. Of course, this is Labor Day weekend. This is the biggest short course off-road racing weekend of the season always. This is the one that you want to come to. It's our Indianapolis 500, if you will.
Yeah.
They want to come here and say that they won this Cup race, Pro 2 against Pro 4. It is the most prestigious trophy in all of short course off-road racing, without a doubt. So, but the fans show up here. They build their vacations around this event and this place, and they get here on Thursday. And we've been racing since Thursday, and it is absolutely on. But you're absolutely right. To walk down through the pits, I never thought about that comparison to NHRA, but it really is. Those awnings are exactly that size. And the other thing that's like NHRA is the fans are able to walk right up to it.
And that's so important too, Ken, because you can actually take your kids up, get up close. You can meet some of the drivers. You can get the hero cards and that sort of stuff. And I got to say, a measure of the significance of this event is when KISS wants to play one of their end-of-the-road tours at Crandon. That is spectacular in itself. I was at Knoxville, Iowa a few days ago preparing to come here, and I'm just flipping through the Insta, scrolling, get to KISS online. It's like, can't wait to see you, Crandon? I was like, oh, hallelujah. Like, that is the greatest rock and roll band of all time. And I get to see this. It's like the end of the road meets off-road. This has been everything I dreamed it would be and more, Ken. I can't wait for tomorrow with the Cup race.
Well, as excited as you were, I mean, Ralph Shaheen, he was like a little kid at Christmas.
Oh, we both were. we were both fanboying. We were standing there just looking up at Gene Simmons going, isn't he beautiful? And he was looking down at us, spitting blood on our face and breathing fire. And it was an amazing show. But, speaking to Marty and so many people here that, that make this event what it is, and everyone's so proud. There's a real pride in the uniform. I feel the same way when I'm at Knoxville Raceway for the Knoxville Nationals. I feel the same way when I'm at Boone for the Super Nationals. There is this palpable pride that you can feel in the event. And people are just walking around going, this is some cool sugar honey iced tea.
It's you bring up a great point. This is Labor Day weekend. This is really a blue-collar motorsports fan base. We had the Flannerys out here, which have made history over the course of the past 50 years, and what they've done here with the facility. We just saw the president,
picking up trash.
Jason Flannery, walking around here picking up trash. I mean, they are all in 100%. They're very proud of what they've built here, but they're still very blue-collar, hard-working individuals.
That's what I love about Midwestern America, to be honest with you, Ken. Americans do their pride in their country, the way they celebrate their military, the way they celebrate their veterans, the way that they celebrate Hall of Fame. You guys do this so much better than us Aussies do. And I come here and I get teary listening to your anthem play. In Australia, we love a good anthem and we will stand up for it, but it's nothing like hand on your heart stuff where everyone is completely silent and there's the big cheer at the end of it. You guys are such a... you present it to the rest of the world in a very different way to the reality.
Land of the free, home of the brave. I mean, those are,
in
some
motor
big
racing,
words, you know, I mean.
Yeah, and Ken, the best example of how Aussies are treated by Americans is, if you've ever seen the movie The World's Fastest Indian, okay, where Burt Munro, the legendary Kiwi, came to Bonneville to race his Indian motorcycle, and the Southern California Timing Association just wrapped him up. He was a complete stranger, he was a pretty eccentric old guy, and they went, come with us, be part of this. And that is the way that every Australian feels, and I'm sure Jim feels the same way with the UK as well, because we talked about this. I said, Jim, is there actually off-road stuff in England? He said, actually not so much. There's a bit of rallycross. Obviously, they're huge with their motorcycle racing and motorcycle speedway and Formula One, but this is such a beautifully honest and genuine sport. I mean, these things are 20, 30 feet in the freaking air, like big block motors out there, and they're just sideways and flinging them in. There's little kids as well that race. This is a beautiful sport, mate.
When you say air, how many syllables is that?
Air. Up there, mate. We're going to talk about this a lot, the way I talk.
It's a lot of fun, though. You bring up a great point, and you see the Pro 4s. You've had a chance to see them out here. I mean, we're talking about full-on, high-end race engines, $60,000, $70,000, making 900-plus horsepower. I mean, just absolutely screaming, all four wheels digging. The guys are racing within inches of each other. A lot of times, you know, some contact as well. So, it just couldn't get much more exciting. They go through what I absolutely believe is the most exciting turn in all of motorsports, turn one here, whenever they sail them down through here. We had 25 Pro 2 trucks here a little bit earlier today as they fan through there, some 5, 6, maybe 7 wide, right? And everybody's looking for a little piece of real estate, but it is the most awe-inspiring, exciting thing in motorsports, and I still think it's a great secret, unfortunately.
Well, I think that's changing. I mean, I think definitely you can only fit so many people. Have you looked, mate? You can't fit many more people in this joint. I like Cowboys Corner, like backing it in, like toss her in there. I like the gravel trap back there. I love Calamity, so I'm a back it in guy.
It's the gravel pit, by the way, but gravel trap, it might stick.
It can trap you.
Hey, let's get it back up to the booth because we know Miles and Miles and his partner Jim will both. Yeah, I know that guy. They'll do a great job. Let's get it back up there and call some racing action.
Thank you very much, those guys. Hey, how much fun are they having down there?
All of the fun, it looks like. Thanks again, Kid and Wade. We are getting ready to do a restart. Tough break for Anthony out, driving for Justin Barth. He is out of the race, obviously, but it looks like the rest of the class is A-OK. The 4600 Spider Track stock class never even got to start the race. So this is a complete restart, making sure everybody is A-OK, but it is about to go down once again for the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1. We have 3 races going on at the same time. The 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and the 4600 Spider Track stock class. 3 races going on all at the same time, scored separately, but this is going to be one to watch. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, they're just lining them up now, just making sure they are in the correct position before they get this race started. You can see him just moving around there. It looks like they're moving Sean Radsky across. All of this takes time, but Miles, I mean, we've seen some fantastic racing already here this evening. Well, I mean, if you were a betting man, and I know you're not, but let's pretend you were for this one moment.
Oh, it depends on the day. I got a quarter in my pocket. What do you want to bet on, buddy?
Well, let's have a bet on this race. Who's going to win this race overall? I'm going to just throw this out there because the fastest qualifier was actually Dwayne Garrettson in a 4500 class car. But yesterday we saw the 4800 dominate. So are we going to see that again today?
It's the 4800s do have a little bit of an advantage. They've got just a little bit more of everything, steering mainly. But I think Brent Harrell, if he can keep that car together, he's going to be one hard one to defend off. But Jeremy Jones is another good one. We have Sean Reisky. We saw him really laying it down. Corey Days out there. Rick Lavezzo. Eric Weichel. Who else do we got out there?
Well, let's talk about a young man, Woody Rose. Now, Woody Rose actually got into the lead yesterday and then unfortunately managed to hit inside the on the rocks, rolled the car. So he's going to be after vengeance today. Let's see what happens. Right, looks like this race is going to be going live any minute now. We can hear them clearing those engines out and there is literally thousands of angry horses horses ready to take to the big house.
And I'll finish my thought on Woody Rose. That was right in front of the grandstands here on the Brannick Boulders. And there's a great shot of Faye with the flag. He'll have the yellow flag, he'll drop it and then raise the green, and we are about to go live racing. He'll drop the yellow, raise the green, and the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1. Eric Weichel on the outside, but it is Brent Harrell that grabs the whole shot here for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and you can hear the thunder roaring here at the big house.
Yeah, our booth is shaking as those motors make their way around. Oh, look at this. Fully sideways there. You can see they've watered the track. It's very slippery. We've got a car going up over the edge.
Oh my God, that was Justin Hall heading off course. He's going to check with the spotter and he'll head back on. But yeah, it's very wet. And there's our physical race leader, Brent Harrell, at the Spider Tracks backstretch. But Sean Reisky around the outside. Remember, this is going to be slick. Oh, Brent Harrell gets her shoved in there. I think Sean Rice is going to have a little more traction on the outside, heading towards the Yukon launch, but it is Brent Harrell still. Jeremy Jones getting a little slideways there, but keeps her heading forward.
Yeah, it's slideways action indeed, Miles, as they make their way round through Calamity Turn, and just look at this, they've watered the track. Now, this is what these cars know all about these conditions.
This is a 7.5 lap race as our physical race leader, Brent Harrell, heading into the Brannick Boulders, but Sean Reisky's a little more aggressive. Is that car going to be able to last the 7 more laps? Only time will tell. I think attrition's going to be a huge thing in this race.
Oh, look at this. Bailey Cole here, making his way through this field.
He's part of the 4600 Spider Track stock class, and to have Bailey Cole already making his way up there, he's putting that Bronco through his paces. There's Sean Rance, there's Anthony Vinoy, Johnny Valadez, Dwayne Garrettson, all in the Brannick Boulders, but now we're heading back towards the Project X Rage on the Rocks. He's about to take a hard right and then hit the Rugged Rhythm section right there in front of the huge crowd for the Project X Rage on the Rocks. Does a little bunny hop action through there. Jim, this is great.
It is indeed. Brent Harrell here. He's really putting this car to work. And Brent is the son of Brett, who we will be seeing racing later. Now, this is really interesting because every time Brent comes to the rocks, he just checks up, he's saving his tyres. It's good strategy, but it's giving Sean Ransky just that little bit of a window to try and close the gap on him.
But to finish first you must finish. These cars are going to take a beating. Oh, there's Mick Henson missing a right rear tire at the Brannick Boulders right in front of the grandstand. Tough break for him. He's one of the fan favorites in the 4600 Spider Track stock class.
Yeah, our safety crews there, they'll just pull him off the racing line.
Back to the back section, to the Project X Rage on the Rocks. There's our physical race leader. That was Brent Harrell.
Yeah, Brent Harrell coming on down through Forest County. Potawatomi number turn 1. Over the first jump, over the second jump, and into the barn turn. He's got to take it easy here. Look at how wet that corner is. Beautifully driven there by Brent as he makes his way round onto the Spider Tracks rocks. Little bunny kicker there, holds it back, checks it up, and he'll know exactly where the number 2 is. His spotter will be in the tower, giving him all the information that he needs as he heads down onto the gravel pit. Although it's not a gravel pit right now. Right now, it is a skid zone. As we watch Eric Weichel
heading towards the Spider Track backstretch with the 193 right behind him of Justin Myron. He's fairly new to our sport. His first race was at Visions, and Myron makes a pass on Eric Weichel in the Brannick Boulders.
Yeah, if you give these guys half an inch, they will take a mile, and that's exactly what Justin Myron did there. Eric Weichel just being a little bit too conservative in the rocks.
But hey, this is still early on in the race, and it's still Brent Harrell out front with Sean Reisky in that second position in the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends.
Yeah, we got 7 laps out there today for these vehicles, and there is Woody Rose.
Chasing down Ryan Webb. Woody Rose looks like he might be a little bit off pace.
Yeah, I was thinking that. We'll keep an eye on that. Normally I'll be expecting Woody Rose to be all over the back end of that car. And there's Rick Lavezzo, last night's winner in the 4500 class. Driving the Get Bent Fab vehicle.
That's a beautiful rig, putting those King shocks to work. The Yokohama tires are throwing it down as Brent Harrell is back in the Project X Rage on the rocks.
Yeah, I love the lighting that Brent's got on this car.
Look at the green Project X tape
Oh,
down
look
there,
at
keeping
this.
the crowd back.
Sean Radsky is all over the back fender. Makes a huge jump coming up on the hill. He's just got to stay controlled. As you said earlier, this is a long race. It's 7 laps of these rocks.
And Sean Reisky is definitely being more aggressive in the rocks, but maybe he did a little tire tap. Oh no, he saved it. Look at the huge bicycle in front of the crowd. What a great shot that was, Jim.
Now, how did he save that, Miles? That was almost impossible. But if I was Sean Radsky, I'll be heading straight down the shops after this and buying a lottery ticket.
Hey, when in doubt, throttle out. And that is exactly what he did. And it sounds like the 1717, I believe that's Johnny Valadez, has a flat tire, so the attrition's starting to set in. But that is our physical race leader, Brent Harrell, out front in that Horschel Motorsports built machine.
And look at that, though. That bicycle stand has cost Sean Radsky. There's now a gap of some 20-plus vehicle lengths between the two vehicles. And Brent will just be looking to maintain that, not to push too hard. He'll have his spotter in the tower telling him what's going on. He'll be saying, hey, Sean's dropped down a bit. Just keep it smooth, keep it together.
Heading to the Polaris gravel pit, and then he'll be setting it straight into the Yukon launch. Then wrapping up his second lap, heading out for his third of 7 laps here at the Big House for the Project X Rage on the Rocks. Brent Harrell throwing it in. They're in Calamity Corner, checking off another lap.
He is, and into the Brannock Rocks. Oh, look at this. There's a stock class vehicle there. Is this going to cause any problems for Brent Harrell? He's got to be careful. And he is, but that also gives Sean Radsky a chance to close that gap. And Sean Radsky is half the gap that was there only a few moments ago. Sean knows no surrender, and he'll be working really hard to catch up and put his car onto the rear fender of Brent Harrell.
And look, we got some action going on that looks like that's right before the Spider Track backstarts. Justin Hall got a little tangled up, but Bailey Cole, I believe he's our physical race leader in the 4600 Spider Track stock class. Lauren Healy not too far behind. There's Brian Trimp, Justin Hall. What a wonderful time we have here at the Spider Track backstretch. There's Kendall Glines in the mix running strong. And look, a stock Bronco trying to hang with a 4800 car. That is super impressive. Brian Tripp going wide, Bailey Cole sticking it in the inside, but not enough horsepower.
Yeah, it looked like Bambi on ice as they were making their way through that top turn.
Ooh, gets a little crossed up. Brian Tripp all over the throttle. But Bailey Cole trying to reel him in. Justin Hall right behind him. And then Lauren Healy. We'll see Lauren Healy up in this next race for the 4400 grand finale coming up next.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the 4400s. That's going to be the big dogs coming out here at the Big House in Crandon. But right now, it's all about this young man, car 13, Bailey Cole, who's heading up the 4600 class.
And we had 10 cars start in that class. We had 6 in the 4500 and 15 in the 4800 class. We're back to the Project X Rage on the Rocks. And that is Doc Jeremy Jones out there giving the crowd a little bit of fun. I love that rugged rhythm section. It's off-counter rhythm, so you can kind of see cars going back and forth. And Jeremy Jones taking a little bit easy up this, trying to save the car.
Like,
That's Sean Rance stuck in there. He was down there walking the rocks earlier. I was chatting with him, and he's like, so I saw him down there checking out. I was like, so you got it all figured out? He's like, I don't think there's anything to figure it out. You just got to get in the rocks and make it happen.
Yeah, unfortunately, that hasn't quite worked out for him. So hopefully he can get his car off the rocks.
But that looks
like our race leader and our second place. That is Brent Harrell being shadowed by Sean Radsky.
What a great race for first and second, but just passing to the left of our screen is Sergio Pinellas. As long as he finishes his race, he'll lock down the Eastern Series Championship in the 4600 Spider Track stock class. In the lead for the East in the 45 is Cody St. Clair, then Jesse Oliver, Dwayne Garrettson, Rick Levezzo, and Sean Rance. For the 4800, it's Ryan Taylor, Brian Trimp, Justin Barth, Woody Rose, then Jeff Martin. And then the Eastern points is Mick Hitson, who's missing a wheel. Adam Collins not here. Sergio is making laps. He should lock this down.
Now look at this, absolutely fantastic racing. Now, it's all very well catching Brent Harrell, but has Sean Radsky got the power to be able to get past him? Brent Harrell is carrying a lot of horsepower in that vehicle.
Yeah, I think there's about 150 horsepower that he. I think Sean Rice's only got 650 or so, and I think Brent Harrell's pushing almost 800 horsepower. So he's definitely got the power. But in the rocks, it's not about the power; it's about keeping the car forward momentum.
Absolutely, and also you notice that Brent seems to be blowing out those corners where Sean is actually driving around them. Completely uncomparable styles. But at the moment, it's all about this young man who's driving a fantastic race. He won here last night. Can he win here again today?
And the 193 of Justin Myron has a flat tire as well.
Yeah, we're just seeing Justin coming onto scoring now. Just ahead of him is Eric Weichel.
So is he going to head in the Amsoil hot pits? I am not certain right there.
Yeah, this is a gamble for these guys. You've got to take that chance. You come into the hot pits, you're going to lose at least 2 minutes, which is approximately 1 lap. But they're racing for points here, Miles. They're racing for championship points. And it all depends on where they're sitting. All these teams that have been working out what position or best position that they can finish. And their spotters will be telling them and advising them on what to do.
Justin Myron still pushing through. You can see that tire is about to completely come off and go down on the wheel. He still has the back rock section to go. We're going right there with Tom Biddle and Brian Moore. There is Sergio. So the little Toyota out there having some fun with the big dogs. Love seeing that. But there's our physical first and second. The best race out there we have right now. First is Brent Harrell. Second is Sean Reisky for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. Lots of racing action all over this 2.25 mile lap here at Crandon for the big house.
Yeah, we're just over halfway now, but it's all about these two cars. It's still Brent Harrell who's leading Sean Radsky, and they are pulling out a gap from Jeremy Jones.
And I'm looking for the fastest lap, and it looks like it's going to be Sean Reisky with a 2:45 fastest lap of the day. Pretty impressive. So he could chase down Brent Harrell as we're watching them go through. There is John Rance in that beautiful Bronco. That is a 7-speed manual machine. Pretty impressive to see it out there running so strong.
Yeah, it's great to see him out there enjoying this track.
Look at the roost coming off those Nitto tires with Brent Harrell really pushing strong towards the finish.
This is one of my favorite cars on the track. I love this vehicle. The ingenuity that goes into it. If you actually get a chance to go into the pits and look around this vehicle, it really is quite remarkable. And the brainchild of the twisted genius that is Mr. Paul Herschel, who we will be seeing racing later this evening in 4400. Got to say a big shout out to the crews here at Crandon as well. They've been watering this track all day so we don't get too much dust.
Did you see that? He went outside, inside of that rugged rhythm section. I really like that as Brent Harrell gets around Anthony Vinoy. But yeah, finish your thought, Jim. The Crandon crew out here has been doing an amazing job. The safety crew keeping everything going. The track crew, you've seen them on their dozers there and just making this place look amazing. Doug Langford. So there is a stock bypass right there, so the stock class can go around this rock section because we didn't want to have a bottleneck because those stock class cars only have 35-inch tires, and Justin Myron completely lost the right rear, so his race is over. Tough luck for him. He was having such a good run until he didn't.
Yeah, that's the problem with these. And we were saying, does he want to stop? Can he stop? The answer is he should have stopped.
So Brent Harrell just threw down a 2:37.380. Great run for him.
Yeah, that is the fastest lap of the race so far. So Brent Harrell is on a charge here with Sean Radsky just behind him.
Doug Langford in that 392 Hemi Jeep really throwing down the horsepower, but Brent Harrell will take him on the inside. Remember, they are in different classes, so he still has a great shot as Brent Harrell. How far back Sean Reisky? I thought he was hot on his tail.
Well, he was, so something's happened. Did Sean get caught in lap traffic? Has Sean got a problem? Has he got a flat tire? We can only guess right now. Oh, look at this. That is Sean Radsky.
So that is a tough break for him. He is off the course. Sean Reisky officially out of the race. Tough break for him. I see a little puff of smoke. I may have heard a little chatter over my rugged race radio. He was having some brake issues up front, but now with that smoke, is that overheating? Nobody knows, but tough break for him. He had such a good race going. but this attrition is gnarly here at the Big House. Brent Harrell's starting to pull away with this one.
Yeah, Brent Harrell, he's just got to take it easy now. His spotter will be telling him, saying, hey, you've got a massive lead. Just be sensible, play smart. But he's got to be careful. These cars have a race pace. These cars have a place that they're happy. If you go too slow, they don't work and you start to damage them. So he's got to maintain a good pace here, Miles.
And it looks like that's Dwayne Garrettson, part of the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, slowing up Brent Harrell, our physical race leader, as they're heading back towards the Project X Rage on the Rocks. What so much fun to see. These cars can do a little bit of everything racing here at the Big House, racing at King of the Hammers and through the woods there in Pennsylvania. This is amazing. These are the Swiss Army knife cars of off-road.
Oh, look at this. Brent Harrell's really picking up the pace now. He's understanding that car. He's really feeling it, pushing it beautifully through the rugged rhythm section. And we just saw him passing Dwayne Garrettson. Let's give a shout out here to Dwayne. Dwayne was our fastest qualifier earlier in the week.
In a different class, yeah, the 4500 car, Dwayne Garrettson had a great practice lap a few days ago. There's Rick Levezzo, Justin Hall. Oh, now Brian Webb is parked. Is that John Lachey, I believe?
Justin Hall, I believe that Brent Harrell's just going past now.
Sean Rance still parked in the middle of the Project X Rocks out back. There's our great recovery crew making sure everybody's safe and sound.
Now that is the battle for 4500. That is Justin Hall, Rick Levezzo, and Dwayne Garrettson. So that is our top three in 4500 right now.
You are absolutely correct, Jim. What a great race we have. And in the first position in the 4600 Spider Track stock class is Bailey Cole. Then it goes down to Brexton Glines and Doug Langford.
Now, I just got to say this. I'm actually looking at our score sheet right now. It looks like Bailey Cole is currently running in 7th overall.
That is an impressive. He had a great win yesterday, and Bailey Cole is really out there running strong.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic stuff from Bailey Cole. He has no right to be in 7th place and just goes to show the talent of this young man.
Brent Harrell has over a minute lead over Jeremy Jones, so Brent Harrell really needs to be talking to his spotter to say, hey, don't tear up the car. You have this in the bag as long as you can make it to the finish line. But it's, oh, there's Jesse Oliver pulled over as well. The attrition is thick today.
It is indeed. It looks like Rick Levezzo is currently leading the 4500 class. But it's all about this man right now. Brent Harrell is our current race leader.
And the white flag flies for Mr. Brent Harrell. 1 lap to go. So the white flag is out for the rest of the course.
He took the checkered flag yesterday to win himself a Crandon Cup and a Crandon win. Can he lock it out here today?
Dealing with a little lap traffic of Ryan Trimp. Brent Harrell making his way. He's heading back towards the Project X Rage on the Rocks for his 7th and final time.
Yeah, fantastic drive here from Brent Harrell. And he'll just be picking off that traffic as he makes his way down through. And we see one of the stock class Broncos there in front of him.
Brent Harrell has had a wonderful evening here in Crandon as he comes in the Project X Rugged Rhythm section right here for the last time.
And
so give it up for him. If you're back there, give him some shouts. He's excited he could win this race. And there's our physical race leader for the 4600 Spider Track stock class, Mr. Bailey Cole. You'll see him. He'll make it through the first rock section, and then they'll dive off to the right. So Brent Harrell is able to get around both of them. He'll head up the rocks. The stock classes will take a hard right now and bypass, so they actually may get back around him. So this could play a little toll here. That's the stock bypass, and yes, they will get around Brent Harrell, so he may have to pass him one more time as he heads towards the Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1 for the last time.
Brent Harrell, he makes his way through the back section for the final time. And as you just said, he'll be heading his way down towards turn 1. Probably one of the most famous turns in all of motorsport across the world.
And there's Brent Harrell coming through the back. He'll have to pass Sergio and then Bailey Cole, or trying to pass them.
I don't think there's any problem here. He has all the horsepower he needs to make that pass. He goes over 1 jump. He goes over 2 jumps. And he's hunting down Bailey Cole as he makes his way around the barn turn. There's only a few short turns now between him and a checkered flag.
As they're heading towards the spider track backstretch, he's got that little rock section. He's got a little kicker he's got to check up for. There he does. He'll blow through the spider tracks rocks in the back, and it is his race to lose right now. No more rock sections to go. He's heading to the Polaris gravel pit and then towards the Yukon launch.
So he goes around the gravel pit, drifting that car sideways as he has all race. So much control as Bush Bailey Cole, but it's all about Brent Harrell, who is in front of him right now. He'll be making his way around Calamity Turn.
The checkered flag is out and flying for Mr. Brent Harrell, the number 56, with team change order out of Almsville, Oregon, grabbing the checkered flag. First position overall unofficially.
And his second win of the weekend. Just how impressive is that, Mars? Absolutely superb driving there from Brent Harrell, and also from Mr. Bailey Cole, who we just see pulling up right there, who took the checkered flag and sealed his second victory in the 4600 Spider Track stock class.
So last night, Bailey Cole gets a ring. Tonight, he gets first place. What a great run by that young man. Mr. Bailey Cole in the 4600 Spider Track stock class. They only had to run 6 laps. Everybody else had to run 7, and up next with the 4400 class run 7 as well. So how far back is Jeremy Jones, Jim?
Yeah, well, that's what we're looking for now. We're looking for Jeremy Jones, and unknown to me, we've been watching the race leaders, but it looks like Woody Rose might have made his way up into 3rd position in that 4800s. We also need to keep an eye open for our 4500 class vehicles, who are starting to cross the line right now.
There's Breckton Glines with Lone Peak Performance with a right rear flat tire. But it looks like it's Bailey Cole in that first spot for the 4600 Spider Track stock class. Brent Harrell for the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class, and where's Dwayne Garrettson? I think he's gonna maybe take it. We'll see how it all shakes out. Back to John Rance in the gravel pit.
Yeah, we'll have to look. There's some very fast guys in 4500. We saw Rick Lavezzo fighting earlier with Justin Hall.
Is that Jeremy Jones? No, that's Woody Rose.
That's Woody Rose coming around.
Machine.
Now, Woody Rose, I think he could be coming in. Let's just see what happens here. Yeah, it does look like Woody Rose is unofficially in 2nd position in 4800.
Woody Rose just had a great race, came from a little bit of the back of the pack, so great race for Mr. Woody Rose with Trent Fabrication.
But while we're waiting for this to all iron out, we're trying to work out, dot our I's and cross our T's and work out who has won this race. Let's talk about what's coming up next, Miles. It's the Big Thunder.
The 4400 Unlimited class is coming up next. The biggest and baddest names in our sport. Unlimited suspension, unlimited horsepower. Paul Horse with almost 1,200 horsepower will be coming up next. That's probably the biggest horsepower in Ultra 4 USA.
It is indeed. It's going to be absolutely fantastic stuff. We cannot wait for this. But I've got to say a massive shout out to all the crews in EMC. What a race. And Brent Harrell. Just incredible stuff from him.
Here's our good boy vodka results. Mr. Brent Harrell taking the unofficial first.
And in 2nd position is Woody Rose. Came from the back of the pack to make all his way up there. Fantastic stuff from him.
And 3rd overall was Jeremy Jones.
Then it's Eric Weichel.
Then Brian Tripp.
And then 1st in 4500 is Dwayne Garrettson.
And 2nd in stock class looks like goes to Doug Langford.
And look at this, in 8th position overall and 1st in 4600, it is Mr. Bailey Cole.
And then in 46 and 3rd position unofficially is Lauren Healy.
And then in 10th place, it's Kleins.
And then Sean Rance.
Then Vandy.
Pinoas.
Then Lavezzo.
Brian Moore.
Then Biddle.
Sean Reisky.
And Webb.
Justin Myron.
And Martin, rounding out our top 20.
That is overall intermix there. We'll get it all shaked out, but what a wonderful race that was. But we still have one more amazing race, the grand finale for Ultra 4 USA. The 4400 main event will be up next. We still have some awards to give away, and we have to pick up some of these cars out on course. So the safety crew is going to be out there busy collecting these cars. We'll get the track watered, we'll get everything going, but so much fun we had. So we're going to take a quick break in the action, give away some awards, and then do the 4400 main event. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
It's orientation
race.
I like this team. Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great off-road racing from America and around the globe. Woo-hoo-hoo! From Ultra 4 to rallies.
These guys are fighting for the lead.
It seems very aggressive.
Short course to desert race.
Great move there. He is so fast.
Whether on 2 wheels or 4, Speed Sport 1 has the off-road action you crave.
Look at that move. It jumps to the inside.
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon, we are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
I watched my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, retakes the lead!
dirt lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon, we are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultra Cross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP 85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's gonna be a cool party.
And welcome back to the Ultra 4 Project X Rage on the Rocks. The moon is shining here at the big house on the Polaris Crandon World Championships. Just had a fantastic EMC. We're going to pass it down to Mrs. Pam Hall, who's...
No, we have the AMSOIL highlights coming up from this last race. And here's turn number 1 with Anthony Yount taking a huge tumble early on. But hey, he is A-OK. The car's hurt, but Anthony Yount is out of the car and okay. But what a huge tumble. You can see the springs flying everywhere. And then here's Brent Harrell pulling the whole shot on the second restart. There's Greg Neff getting a little slideways there. And Mick Henson takes a huge wheel stand and loses that right rear. These rocks right here in front of the grandstand, the Brannick boulders, are really gnarly.
Yeah, we saw lots of action out there as we watched John Rance getting himself into all kinds of strife on those rocks out the back.
We see Cody St. Clair and Sean Rance having some issues, but it was all about Brent Harrell. He gets the whole shot and never looked back. Sean Reisky was all over his tail for such a long time, but tough break. There's Justin Myron losing the tires. The attrition was gnarly this race, Jim.
It was indeed. We saw him pulled over to the side of the track later on.
Look at the crowd at the Project X Rage on the Rocks. Give yourself a hand. We're watching you right now.
Yeah, it's fantastic to see this, but they're here to see the next one. It's going to be the big one, Mars. It's all about the 4400 class. Let's talk about that. What are the 4400s?
It is the unlimited, the biggest and baddest names in our sport. The 4400 unlimited class is up next, up to 1,200 horsepower. Most of them are running these 40-inch tires. All of the suspension, these you build it, dream it, and make it happen. These are the Swiss Army knives of off-road. They can race at King of the Hammers here at the Big House, through the trees in Pennsylvania, out in Kentucky. But it sounds like Mrs. Pam Hall is down there. Pam, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm down here with the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. We do have in that first position Brent Harrell, second Woody Rose, and in the third position Jeremy Jones. Tonight we are interviewing our number 1 place finisher, Brent Harrell. You are up here for the second time this weekend in this number 1 spot. You got to be feeling pretty amazing right now, don't you?
I'm just on cloud 9. I mean, since the first time I come to Crandon, I've just dreamed of winning, and it's been a full sweep weekend, so I'm super pumped right now.
Well, good job out there. Who do you want to thank for getting you up here again tonight on the number 1 on the box?
First, I'd like to thank God, my dad, family, Justin Marquand. I ripped my carry bearing off my car last night and still managed to finish the race, but he spent the better part of the day getting that all fixed back up for me, and couldn't thank him enough for up in the spotter stand as well. Paul Herschel builds an amazing car. Josh, Mitch, Dawson, Foster, Hillary, Rigid Industries, wouldn't have been able to do this tonight if I didn't have such great lights backing me. Fox, Warren Industries, Factor 55, Trail Ready Beadlocks, Tube Works, Nitto Tire, Max Tie Downs, Obstacle, Brett Schmid Trucking, and everybody out here at Crandon for putting on an amazing event.
Well, congratulations being up here number 1 in the spot again for this weekend. Let's give it up one more time for Brent Harrell in that number 1 spot, Woody Rose in that number 2, and number 3 spot, Jeremy Jones. Miles and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Pam. That was the 4800 Brannick Motorsports Legends class. What a great run they just had. They're going to get some pictures, and they'll be up next with the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class, and then the 4600 Spider Track Stock class. And then it is live racing once again for the grand finale of Ultra 4 USA for the Project X Rage on the Rocks, the 4400 main event. Jim, I'm going to put you on the spot this time. Who's going to win the next race?
Oh, well, that's an easy one. It can be any one of the 15 people that we've got lining up for this because they are all super talented. Let's have a look through our runners and riders that are coming up later on today. In 15th position.
So we actually have 17. We have Tom Prendergast. And in 16th is Philip McGilton.
Yeah, it's 15th. So in 15th is Ryan Rockhold.
And that 14th spot is Roger King.
In 13th is John Grounds.
In that 12th spot, Christopher Brenton.
In 11th, it's Tom Pendergrast.
And 10th is Philip McGilton.
In 9th, we've just seen his son winning out. In the 4800 is Brett Harrell.
And that 8th spot is Tad Dowker.
In 7th is Paul Herschel.
And winning this race last year is Mr. Lauren Healy in that 6th position.
In 5th is Brian Crofts.
And that 4th spot is Casey Gilbert.
In 3rd is Shannon Campbell.
And 2nd spot is Vaughn Gittin Jr.
Now, it's in 1st position, it's Mr. Paul Wolf. But there are so many stories in this field is absolutely incredible. But one of the ones I really want to talk about is the guy's going to be lining up in 4th. That is Casey Gilbert, our highest placed solid axle car.
In that Miller chassis with that beautiful Lightning McQueen wrap with, a little ka-chow going on there. But these are we have a few single seat Campbell chassis, some of the UFO with Paul Wolf, the Millers. There is so many amazing chassis out there. What is a chassis?
Well, a chassis is the actual construction of the car itself. And as you said, there are so many different manufacturers out there. If we just look across from the left-hand side there, we can see Paul Wolf's. This is a vehicle built by Joe Thompson, commonly known as a UFO. Astonishing piece of machinery.
And then Lauren Healy has a Triton Engineering with a brand new machine he is debuting here. Huge horsepower, that P600, and then a Fortin transmission, a sequential transmission like they run in the Pro Force.
Indeed, and lining up next to him is three-time king Shannon Campbell, who's using a Campbell-built chassis.
So it sounds like we'll get going with the 4400 here very shortly, but it sounds like Pam Hall is ready for some more awards. Pam, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Miles. I am here with the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class in the number 1 spot. We do have Dwayne Garrettson in 2nd, Justin Hall, and in that 3rd position we have Rick Lavezzo. We're going to move right on over here to Dwayne Garrettson. You're up here number 1 on this box. Last night you had some issues, but here you are redeeming yourself. How do you feel right now?
Man, we're super stoked. We started 18th and we come out and finished 1st in class, so we're super pumped for things to actually go our way tonight. Oh, okay, yeah. Everything just turned out good, man. Like I said, we were pushing Justin. These guys were in the fight the whole time, man. We just nudged them out right there at the end. It was a great race. The track's a little too muddy for us, just so you know. Last night's track condition was super awesome. Like to thank all the fans, like to thank Ultra 4, like to thank Mid-America, all that stuff. Yukon Gear and Axle, Yokohama, Raceline Wheel, Brannick Motorsports, Patterson Wellhead, CDL Academy, Custom Splice, Warren, PRP, Tom Woods Custom Drivelines, man, all my great sponsors, man. We come for this thing for 3 years and we finally got it, man. We're pumped.
Well, congratulations being number up on the box. These guys, you see them out there, they're pushing hard, driving it amazing. These 3 guys up here on the box, we do have Dwayne Garrettson, and then we have Justin Hall, Rick Lavezzo. Congratulations, Miles and Jim, back to you.
Thank you, Pam. And that was Dwayne Garrettson, the Ricky Bobby of Ultra 4 USA, bringing home the win in the 4500 Yukon Gear and Axle Modified class. So while we reset the stage for the 4600 Spider Track Stock class, wow, that was some fun racing we had. But we were talking about the 4400. Wow, wow, wow.
I just want to cut back there to the 4500s. Rick Lavezzo, what an amazing performance from him. 1st last night, 2nd tonight, Mr. Consistent. Really impressed with that guy.
And Justin Hall in that 2nd spot. What a great rank. But it sounds like Pam Hall is already down there with Mr. Bailey Cole. So, Pam, let's hear what he's got to say.
All right, down here with Bailey Cole, you're number 1 on the box for 2nd night in a row out here in Crandon. Give us just a rundown. I know you feel amazing. You have a huge crew back here yelling for you.
Yeah, man, it was an amazing time out here. We led every prelim, led qualifying, led both heats. It was a perfect weekend. Can't complain at all.
All right, that's an amazing job. I know you have a lot of people out here helping you out.
Oh, man, so many people. Yukon Gear and Axle, Fox, Yokohama Tire. Didn't get a single flat all weekend. Pretty sure we're one of the few. Man, such a great weekend. Vision Wheel. Everybody that helped us get here. My amazing crew. Even flew from Australia.
That's so awesome. Congratulations on your 2nd in a row win out here in Crandon, Wisconsin. Let's give it up one more time for Bailey Cole in the 4600 Spider Track Stock class.
Thank you to all the competitors, too. You guys are awesome.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Pam. Always so good to see Bailey Cole down there. But right now, it's all about the Ultra 4 4400 Project X Rage on the Rocks. I can't wait for this one, Miles.
It's going to be one show, so here's a little video to showcase what Ultra 4 USA is all about. They can do a little bit of everything, from racing here at the Big House to racing at King of the Hammers and all over the rest of the U.S.
Yeah, Ultra 4 Racing is also a worldwide racing organisation with races in Australia and in Europe as well. But today, it's all about Crandon. Today, it's all about these guys. And very shortly, we're going to have the biggest names in 4400 gracing these tracks.
Three-time king Shannon Campbell is out here, and we're going to display what Ultra 4 can do here with short course and some rocks for the 2023 Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. And our thoughts and prayers are for Zandy. We are about to go racing.
And here we go. We are live here at Crandon.
And it looks like it is Paul Wolf on the inside for the Forest County Potawatomi Turn 1. And it is a clean race. We are green racing going right now. What a great shot right there. Oh, is that?
Oh, look at this. This is three times King Shannon Campbell has got the whole shot over Paul Wolf and making his way down into the Spider Tracks rocks.
But look, Paul Wolf makes a move, and it does look like Paul Wolf steals it back from Shannon Campbell heading to the Polaris gravel pit. There is Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Lauren Healy. Lauren Healy, look, and Paul Horschel's in the mix too. The top 5 are no slouches, Jim.
No, absolutely not. So right now in P1 it is Paul Wolf, in P2 it is Shannon Campbell, and in P3 I believe that was Paul Herschel. And then just behind him I think we've got the Broncos of Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Lauren Healy. So Paul Wolf crosses into the Brannock rocks. Oh, look at Shannon Campbell. He absolutely commits through those rocks. Makes up a heap of time there on Paul Wolf.
What a great showing of what these cars can do right now. But it is Paul Wolf out front, and then three-time king Shannon Campbell heading back towards the Project X Rage on the Rocks. And you saw how packed it is, and it was for this race right here, right now. The crowd is very excited to see what these big cars can do as Paul Wolf is heading into the Rugged Rhythm section out back.
Now I'm interested to see what happens here.
And you see the sparks flying. He's riding the brakes way too hard. He's got 7 laps to go, Jim.
I'm not sure that's brakes.
And look at Lauren Healy trying to double it, but doesn't able to keep it together right behind Shannon Campbell. Lauren Healy's going to try to take him on the inside.
Yeah, now Shannon Campbell, this is an older generation IFS vehicle. Shannon Campbell just checking up there as he comes in through the rocks.
Oh, that wasn't a checkup. He bunny hopped right up there. And this is right in front. Are we going to get a pass up the rocks? Lauren Healy on the outside makes the pass on Shannon Campbell. Lauren Healy, who won both races here last year, is on a mission. And his teammate, Fun Ever Off-Road, is Vaughn Gittin Jr. in that 4th position.
Yeah, he is indeed. Now, that's not very often you'll see that happen.
And Paul Wolf with a huge lead over the rest of the crowd. I'm going to say he's got a 10-second lead over second place right now, which is Lauren Healy. Wow, Jim.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Shannon's nursing something or maybe he has a problem. We saw him break a shaft earlier this week. Just watching now as Mr. Paul Wolf. And he's absolutely on it.
He skims right through the Spider Track backstretch. And this is going to be a great battle right here with Shannon Campbell and Vaughn Gittin Jr. So Paul Wolf possibly having some brake issues up front. Getting a little tidbits through my Rugged Race radio as we're heading to the Spider Track backstretch. And look at Vaughn Gittin Jr. trying to chase down Shannon Campbell, just bonsaiing through. And now we're back to Paul Wolf on the Brannock boulders out front. So Paul Wolf has finished his first lap.
Yeah, so Paul Wolf at the moment is exactly where he wants to be. That's out front, and he's got a massive lead over second place, Lauren Healy. But Lauren Healy is in a car that's built for exactly this race. He's packing out nearly 1,000 horsepower. Can he wind Paul Wolf back in?
So 12 seconds behind Paul Wolf is Lauren Healy, and another 12 seconds behind Lauren Healy is Shannon Campbell, and then Vaughn Gittin Jr. and him are 1 second apart. So 12 seconds between first and second, 12 seconds between second and third. Can Paul Wolf keep this car together for this 7.5 lap race for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks here at the Big House? And Paul Wolf is really smoking through there.
Yeah, now Lauren Healy, he will not be wanting Paul Wolf to be getting away from him too far. This beautiful Triton engineering machine is built for exactly this, short course at Crandon. And Paul Wolf disappears, making his way back up towards the Potawatomi Turn 1.
But look at the... Oh, we already have lap traffic. I could... we're coming out of it. Yeah, that's lap traffic. That's Roger King.
Yeah, this is Roger King. Now, there was something interesting. I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't see Casey Gilbert lining up.
Oh, you're right. He may not have taken it. I'm not sure what happened there. Tough break for him. But let's run through the top 10 right now. Paul Wolf out front.
In second is Lauren Healy.
Then it's Shannon Campbell.
In fourth, it's Vaughn Ginn Jr.
Fifth is Brian Crofts.
In sixth is Brett Harrell.
Seventh, Philip McGilton.
And our highest placed solid axle car, Tad Dowker.
And then in ninth, Christopher Branton.
Then it's Brian Rockhold in 10th.
And then John Grounds.
In 11th, and in 12th is Chad Hunt.
And 13th is Eric Blaze. Then 14th, Patrick Peterson.
Yeah, it looks like Paul Horschel is already off the track, so tough break there for Paul Horschel. But we'll try and find some news on where Casey Gilbert is, but it looks like Casey Gilbert is a non-starter.
There is Lauren Healy, two-time king, really throwing it in there with the Fun Haver Triton Engineering Bronco. Putting those Nitto tires to work. He's got Fox Live Valve on that machine.
Yeah, and that keeps on going, but it's all about this man, Paul Wolf.
With the Brannick wrap on that UFO, beautiful built Joe Thompson machine. Putting the power down with those Nitto tires. But look at those Project X lights lighting it up the back, because there's no lights where he's at now, and he can see good.
Now, if that's an IFS car for sure.
That is the 4413, I believe, of Tom Prendergast upside down. We didn't talk about those cars. You're pretty familiar with those cars as well.
I am indeed. Now, that is a tough break there for Tom. Such a nice guy.
Upside? Oh, that's Roger King tipped over.
Roger King.
So we got a couple cars on their side of Roger King and Tom Prendergast.
Yeah. Now, it'll be interesting to see what happened to Tom there. That's a UK-built car built by the Off-Road Armory. So let's hope Tom's okay, and let's hope Roger King are okay. Our safety crews will be out there very shortly, pulling the vehicles back up onto their wheels. But it's all about this guy. It is Paul Wolf, still our current race leader.
As he's heading out of the Project X
Ridge
out back.
I'm trying to work out where Tom is.
So he's at the barn turn, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure? Right, okay.
So our physical race leader, Paul Wolf, out front. There is no mandatory caution in these races, so if he has his lead, he is keeping his lead. But remember, to finish first you must finish. Can Paul Wolf keep that UFO together for a few more laps? Time will tell.
Yeah, I was just seeing some incredible action down in front of us a moment ago.
So did you see the puff of smoke? Tom Prendergast is back on wheels. He started the engine, puff of smoke, so it looks like we'll get him back and going here very shortly.
Oh, that's fantastic news.
So it looks like we got an AMSOIL, or a rugged replay coming up, coming out of the rocks. That's Roger King just catching it just wrong. Those rocks are moving on us. So thanks again for that rugged replay of Roger King.
Yeah, you can't just whole send these things. You have to have some caution there. You have to be prepared. And we're watching Paul Wolf making his way through the Brannick rocks with his Brannick wrap.
Speaking about Brannick, I know Stan Brannick is tuned in back home. Hey, you couldn't make it here, buddy, but thanks for tuning in to Ultra 4 USA. As you see one of your drivers, Paul Wolf, walking away with this race.
We've already seen Paul Wolf on the track twice tonight already. He won the first race, couldn't lock it out in the second, but it looks like he's doing wonderful things right here, right now, in 4400.
As he's heading into the rugged rhythm section, that is Eric Blaze with Top Rock, another IFS machine.
Yeah, this field is stacked with IFS machines.
There's Paul Horschel. He is in the back, so he didn't have to even finish the lap.
So what is IFS? IFS is independent front suspension.
And some of these...
Look at this. This is Paul Wolf.
Making a pass on lap traffic of Eric Blaze. And with some of these cars, not today, but some of them have IRS, which is independent rear suspension. And then you were talking about Casey Gilbert, our fourth position that didn't make the start. He was our fastest solid axle machine.
Yeah, I can tell you now, I'm just looking right now at our current top five. In first position is Paul Wolf. In second
is Lauren Healy.
In third is his teammate, Vaughn Ginn Jr.
In fourth is Brett Harrell.
And in fifth, it is Tad Dowker, our highest placed solid axle car.
And that Trick Fab machine, Bambi, been racing a long time with Ultra 4. Dave Cole used to race that car back in the day. There's Vaughn Ginn Jr., the drift legend himself, who's crossed over, I'm going to guess 6 or 7 years ago, but was a national champion just a couple years ago.
Yeah, Vaughn's been very, very successful in 4400. We saw him only a few weeks ago at Visions doing superbly well.
So I'm going to flip back to the 4400 East Series points. Paul Wolf, if he wins this race, he locks down the Eastern Championship. Philip McGilton in that second spot. Jonathan Dawes not here, so Tad Dowker and Chad Hunt should move up the ranks. We'll see how it all shakes out. We'll give away some of those trophies later on tonight.
Yeah, I can see here now that we have got multiple vehicles going out onto lap 4.
So we are just over halfway through this race.
So we are indeed. Our current top 10 in 10th position is John Grounds.
In 9th position is Chad Hunt.
In 8th is Shannon Campbell.
In 7th, Christopher Brandt.
In 6th is Phil McGilton.
In 5th is Tad Dowker.
In 4th is Brett Harrell.
In that 3rd position is Vaughn Gittin Jr.
In 2nd is Lauren Healy.
And with that, getting that hole shot out front, hasn't looked back yet, Mr. Paul Wolf. Looks like he is looking good at this race with a almost 30-second lead over Lauren Healy, and has had some epic battles here at the Big House between Lauren Healy and Paul Wolf. Lauren Healy's really going to have to step up his game to get around Paul Wolf.
Wow, look at this. This is Paul Wolf trying to overtake Ryan Rockhold, who is lap traffic.
So Ryan Rockhold's doing a little rabbit game there, and kisses the tire, does a bicycle. This is for the lead. Is he going to have to back up? Yes, he had to back up and go around Rockhold.
That's incredible. Let's not forget that the spotters can't see this bit. So there's no spotting information on this part of the course.
So, yeah, Ryan Rockhold may have not. He obviously didn't know who was behind him because he didn't have his spotter. Ooh, Kamikaze Chris Branton is broke down in the Project X Rage on the Rocks out back. Tough break for him.
Yeah, and it looks like John Grounds is about to be passed by our race leader, Paul Wolf. That's incredible. Think of the pace that Paul Wolf here has to be actually passing cars such as Ryan Rockhold. These guys are not slow.
It is incredible pace what's coming out of Paul Wolf. But remember, he's got to keep that car together as he comes into Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1 through that last little leap heading into the barn turn.
Yeah, so Paul Wolf, he makes his way past John Grounds, driving that Miller chassis.
He'll take a hard left and head into the Spider Track backstretch. Another time across these rocks with a little lap traffic in front of him he'll have to deal with in the Polaris gravel pit. And look, he is still just skipping rocks. I love skipping rocks with my kids on water, and he just makes it look like that car do that.
Yeah, he makes it look so unbelievably easy. And there is our second place car right now. That is Mr. Lauren Healy.
And Lauren Healy is a 2-time King of the Hammers champion.
Oh, now
has a lot of races.
Look.
Fun Hammer Off-Road team.
Yes.
Second and third, they've got a great. No, that's.
Yeah,
yes, it is.
Vaughn has overtaken Lauren Healy, and he opens the door and lets Lauren go back through again. So is this team orders? What's going on here? Or has Vaughn just been lapped?
No, Vaughn Gittin Jr.'s got lapped, so he is. Something's going on with his car. Not sure what's happening there. But now Lauren Healy is off pace as well.
Yeah, no, they both look off pace.
What is going on right now?
Okay, now this is very interesting indeed. So we have both teammates here. And so that is Lauren Healy leading Vaughn Gittin Jr., but they look like they're running around about 2/3 pace.
But Vaughn Gittin Jr. is a lap down. The only ones on the lead lap is Paul Wolf and Lauren Healy.
Yeah, now Lauren Healy looks like he's just come back up to speed again. So very interesting indeed. We'll keep an eye on that story.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but there's our physical race leader of Mr. Paul Wolf, the 1018.
Maybe they got confused. Maybe they didn't realize that Vaughn. Do you know what I'm getting at there?
Yeah. Well, they got to have a couple spotters up there. Not sure what's going on, but Lauren Healy's in that physical second position, but Paul Wolf walking away with a commanding lead out front.
Yeah, at the moment it's over 30 seconds from second place, Lauren Healy. Now let's put that in some kind of context. Lap time here at the moment is around about 2 minutes 30 seconds, and Paul has nearly a quarter of a lap's worth of lead right now.
That is super, super impressive. We'll see if he can keep it together as he's heading around into the barn turn. He'll take a hard left here through the Spider Track backstretch.
Yeah, we just saw Tom Pendergrass's vehicle down in the bottom there with his lights on. So good to see that that's back up and running again. Let's hope he can get back on track.
And skipping through the Spider Track backstretch into the Polaris gravel pit, Paul Wolf running one heck of a race.
Yeah, he's really putting it together here. What I like about Paul is also he's not stripped his car down for this race. He's still left the spare wheel on there. He's tuned for that. He's set this vehicle up. He's coming to Crandon. He's like, I'm an Ultra 4 racer coming to Crandon. I'm not trying to be an Ultra 4 racer
And
short course.
And the white flag is out for Mr. Paul Wolf, his last time through the Brannock boulders. And that UFO Joe Thompson built machine, putting those Nitto tires to work.
Yeah,
beautiful Brannock wrap on the side.
Using all of that four-wheel drive to drag those tires along this course. And that car still looks as good as it did earlier on. And I think that is Lauren Healy.
And it looks like he's back on race pace pretty good, so not sure what was going on. Yes, that's absolutely. He gets a little slideways in Calamity Corner.
And I'm wondering if you got confused by seeing Vaughn Gittins there and wondered if there was something going on. But we'll find out after the race, that's for sure, as Lauren Healy makes his way around the track. Currently about a 30-second gap between him and race leader Paul Wolf.
It's a 34-second lead over.
And you can see how Lauren is working here.
You can see the flames popping out of the back of that Ford Performance horsepower. As
nearly 1,000 horsepower in that vehicle, running a sequential gearbox.
Paul Wolf heading through the Project X Rage on the rocks for his last time around.
Yeah, Paul Wolf will be coming down through the Forest County Potawatomi Turn 1 at any moment now.
There's those Project X lights shining through the dust. He'll hop back onto Forest County Potawatomi Turn number 1 for his 7th and a final time. Paul Wolf, the man on the mission. As he hits the barn turn, I can see the crowd up front. There's some kids up there jumping up and down, enjoying this race.
Look at this. He's only a few short turns away from the checkered flag. And his 3rd win here this weekend at Crandon.
3rd win at Crandon. You can't say that. That is incredible. As his last time through the spider track backstretch here at the Polaris Gravel Pit. He'll get around here and then head towards the Yukon Launch.
So here we go, Mars is coming in now. This is our race leader. Our drone picks him up, they're coming over the Calamity Turn, and there is our 2nd place, Lauren Healy. So it's all about our race leader, who's going to be coming across the checker flag right now, and that is Mr. Paul Wolf, the winner of the 4400 Ultra 4 Project X Rage on the Rocks here in Crandon.
And look at the excitement. He's pounding the dash. Paul Wolf had a picture-perfect race here in Crandon for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. And there comes Lauren Healy heading towards the Yukon Launch, and the fireworks are going crazy.
Oh, this is wonderful scenes here in Crandon. This is why we come to Crandon, Mars. What incredible racing. And Lauren Healy crosses the line in 2nd position. Oh, Paul Wolf's out of his vehicle. He is so super happy. But let's not forget, Lauren Healy has won this how many times?
Twice, correct?
I think it's more than that. I think it's 5 times. But so this is a massive change to see Paul Wolf taking the win here.
And we're still waiting to see, can Brett Harrell get on the podium with his son, or following his son? His son Brett Harrell just got first. Can Brett Harrell pull together a 3rd place position in that Paul Horschel single seat machine?
Yeah, we're just waiting to see who's going to come around next.
And look at the fireworks. We're in that booth right in the center of your screen, and back at the Ultra 4 Crandon land at the Project X Rage on the Rocks, the fireworks are flying high at the Big House.
It's absolutely superb to be here, Mars. I love this so much. Paul Wolf is going to be so happy. He's got his family down there, he's got his kids down there. We saw his daughter collecting one of the awards for him earlier this evening.
Yeah, Lainey was up on stage. One of the cutest things I've seen all weekend. Just all smiles. And that is the Ultra 4 family at its finest. And the fireworks are still flying. Still haven't seen... Oh, Brett Harrell just takes the checkered flag, just barely over Philip McGilton. That was down to the wire.
It was indeed. So we've got 2 Harrells on the podium this evening. So we saw Brent Harrell rocking out the 4800 class earlier today, and we've just seen his father, Brett Harrell, coming in third position in the monster class that is the 4400s.
And that second spot is Lauren Healy, a two-time King of the Hammers winner, multiple wins here in Crandon at the Big House. What a wonderful way to show what these amazing cars can do here with Ultra 4 USA at the Project X Rage on the Rocks.
Yeah, let's have a quick look. Our unofficial top 10 at the moment. In 10th position
is Vaughn Gittin Jr.
In 9th is Brian Crofts.
In 8th is Eric Blaze.
In 7th is Ryan Rockhold.
In 6th goes to John Grounds.
In 5th is Chad Hunt.
And that 4th spot is Philip McGilton.
We're just talking about a moment ago. In 3rd is Brett Harrell.
In 2nd spot, Lauren Healy.
But now it's all about this guy. You can see on your screen right now, the guy who's driving the UFO right here in Crandon. This is Paul Wolf. It's his evening, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible drive from this young gentleman.
What a wonderful week it has been, and we are not over yet. Don't forget, tomorrow is the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championship of Off-Road Racing. The 4400 will be racing tomorrow afternoon at 2:15. We kick off tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for the Red Bull Crandon World Championship opening ceremonies. So as we wait for Pam to get everybody up on the stage,
yeah,
Jim, what a spectacle that was.
It was absolutely fantastic. But we spoke about this before, didn't we? Just so good to see Ultra 4 racing here at Crandon. Got to put a massive shout out to all of the people here at Crandon that made this happen. They've really welcomed us with open arms, and it's so good to see our vehicles out there on track delivering the best racing you'll ever see.
It was a wonderful weekend of racing, and like I said, it's not over yet. We just wound up the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. There's Paul Wolf, all smiles, and then Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Brett Harrell. No, sorry, Lauren Healy. They got identical cars, getting a little brain fuzz there.
Yeah, no, but I want to talk about that as well. Lauren Healy, this is a brand new car. To bring it to the Big House and to stick it on the podium in second position.
It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. But it just goes to show the standard of these vehicles and the standards of these drivers. It's remarkable. Blows me away absolutely every single time.
Two Horschel cars, or sorry, just one Horschel car, Triton Engineering and UFO. So here's our good boy, Vonka. Unofficial results. Back in the back of the pack is Prendergast.
In 16th is Paul Herschel.
15th, Roger King.
In 14th is Shannon Campbell.
Kamikaze, Chris Brennan.
Then in 12th is Tad Dowker.
11th, Patrick Peterson.
In 10th is Vaughn Gittin Jr.
In 9th is Brian Crofts.
In 8th is Eric Blaze.
In 7th, Ryan Rockhold.
In 6th is John Grounds.
In that 5th position, Chad Hunt.
Then in 4th, it's Phil McGilton.
And starting on the podium in that 3rd position is Brett Harrell.
Then it's last year's winner in 2nd place, Lauren Healy.
And coming back for a win in that 1st position, the number 1018 of Mr. Paul Wolf.
What a fantastic evening of racing here. It really has been absolutely remarkable. Now, one thing I do want to look at, and we know that he passed at least John Grounds. Did he make it up to pass Chad Hunt? I'm not sure. What am I talking about here? Paul Wolf. I think he lapped everybody up to the 5th position.
That is absolutely amazing. So much fun action we just watched. But while we reset for the podiums, we're going to step away and we'll get down with Pam Hall here in just a moment.
It's my first race yesterday.
You're on the team, kid. It's orientation day.
Hey, new guy, let's get you up to speed.
Lunchtime. Your workspace is ready.
Looks like you got a corner office.
Be part of something greater. Toyota. Let's go places.
You're watching Speed Sport 1, your home for great American grassroots racing. It's time to rumble! Whether you're into sprint cars or stock cars,
At the line!
modifieds or midgets,
Down to the low side, we take the lead!
dirt lane models or demolition derby,
Oh!
Speed Sport 1 has the grassroots action you love.
Are you kidding me?
Speed Sport 1, the Motorsports Network.
Crandon. We are here at the Project X Ridge where the party happens during the Ultracross on Friday and Saturday night. Our friends at Project X are giving away one of their 41-quart Blizzard boxes to keep all your beverages and food cold for the trails and for partying on the ridge. Make sure you stop by their display here on the ridge to sign up to win and check out their game-changing off-road products.
You'll be able to check out some of the exact same products that we won on our championship-winning Ultra 4 truck, as well as the Fun Runner LT Bronco, the Ghost Box, the HP85, all the game-changing Project X products. Come by, check it out. It's going to be a cool party.
Welcome back to the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. And it sounds like Mrs. Pam Hall is down with our winners. So, Pam, what do you got? Let's hear what they have to say.
Thanks, Miles. I'm up here with our 4,400 Unlimited class. We have in that #1 spot, Mr. Paul Wolf in second position, Lauren Healy, and in that third position, Brett Harrell. Up here talking to the guys. Brett was having a little bit of overheating issues. Lauren Healy was having some brake issues, but you know what? This was a great race. We're going to come right on over here to Mr. Paul Wolf. You have your daughter who accepted your trophy earlier. She's up here with you, but you just won out here at the big house. How are you feeling right now?
I'm on top of the world right now. We've been working our butts off back home. I got to shoot out to my wife. She's pregnant right now, and she came all the way out here just to hang out with me. Chris and Heidi, they've been helping me keeping this car going, and I can't thank them enough. And I got to thank my Uncle Robert in the back and Adam Coots. Them guys held up the pit for me, and everybody else I didn't mention. Brannick Motorsports, Wayne Israelson come out here, helped me tune the car in. And then Joe Thompson builds a UFO car. That thing's a monster. So a huge shout out to all them guys, and there's a bunch of other ones that also help out.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. I mean, you two races tonight, and you got first place in both, but you've actually been in your car 3 times tonight, just different classes. So congratulations. I got to ask Lainey, are you so excited for your dad?
Yes.
Well, you have another trophy in your hands, and we're going to give it up one more time for our 1, 2, and 3. We have Paul Wolf, Lauren Healy, and Brett Harrell in our 4,400 Unlimited class. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you very much, Pam. It's absolutely fantastic. So good. The racing has been absolutely incredible. It's exactly what we thought it was going to be, Miles. This 4,400 is completely delivered.
It did not disappoint one bit. Paul Wolf walked away early and had so much fun out there. What a great night of racing for the Ultra 4 USA Project X Rage on the Rocks. I am Miles Hasquis alongside my good friend, Mr. Jim Marsden. Pam Hall is down there giving those awards all day long. It's been so much fun. Thank you, everybody, for everything that's happened.
Yeah, absolutely, Miles. So we're going to check out of here now, but don't forget to join us tomorrow for the 54th Polaris Crandon World Championships here at the Big House. We look forward to seeing you then. All the best. And over to you, Ken.
Thanks a lot to Miles and Jim. Great race call up there tonight, fellas. As always, great to listen to them, of course. And our final segment for tonight is called What's the Buzz? And I've got to ask you, Wade, first time here, man, racing under the lights. You're at the Big House. You're at Crandon. Give me your thoughts.
I haven't had this much fun since my wife got divorced. What a place, yes to me. What a joint. I love everything about this place. Those things sounded so sexy, didn't they?
Yeah, the 4400s are wild, man. You just heard him talking about it. Of course, I mean, monsters. That's a great word for them, for sure, right?
Yeah, I just love everything about it. They shake the ground. I can't wait for tomorrow. I loved experiencing all the fashion on the field. Some people wearing stuff that looks fantastic and others just wearing stuff. Yeah. I got to love it. It's
That's
such
interesting,
a great event.
for sure.
Oh, if you're a people watcher, this is the place to hang out. I can't wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you're a race watcher, this is also the place to hang out.
That's right.
Of course, tomorrow at 10 o'clock Central Time in the morning, we will kick things off here. It is championship day here at Crandon. It's what it's all about here on Labor Day weekend. We'll have the big dogs out here. We're going to kick things off here with the big classes, and then, of course, we will run through all of the classes, and at the very end of the day, we will have that Pro 2 versus Pro 4 class. So, yeah, there's the big trucks come out here twice tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day.
I just spoke to the junior pres before and said, how are you going to fit more people in here tomorrow? And he said, just make sure everyone stands a little bit closer. So If you could just lean in a bit, Ken,
Yeah,
we can have
that do
a few more people. She's going to be
I said it
packed.
works for the airlines, man. Now, at least you can get a beer here. So
It's going to be absolutely chock-a-block here tomorrow. You bet on that. How many people do we have here today? Must have been 100, 130,000, right?
I mean, they pack them in here for the weekend for sure, honestly. 50, 60,000 people, not any issue at all. You talked about the concert last night with Kiss. I mean, this place was rocking for sure. So, by the way,
yes,
let's do a call to action for Buzz Bicycles as well.
Oh, yes.
Yep. We want to send everybody to buzzbicycles.com. We have a special promo code as well. It is SpeedSport100 for an additional $100 off. And they're great bikes. We've seen them before, so seen them out here buzzing around as it would be, and putting a great tool to get around here at the facility, by the way.
Yeah,
400 acres here.
Batteries last forever. Dave Arnold reckons he's went for hours and hours and hours.
Yep. Okay, Goss. Great stuff here. So here we go. Like we talked about, tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock a.m. Make sure you join us here. We will be live once again, Speed Sport. We'll bring it to you from the Speed Sport Live desk, and then, of course, we'll have it up there in the booth as well. For all of the reporters here tonight, Miles, Jim, Wade, Pam, Dave, and Erica Allreed, who did a great job up here at the desk. We hope you enjoyed all the great racing action. Ladies and gentlemen, for that guy, I'm Ken Stout. We will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right here live on Speed Sport.